laces, so they slip on and slip off. Easy. Plus, they've got Skechers' famous air-cooled memory foam for lasting all-day comfort.
Slip-ons, smart comfort, down the field.
ISDN or what's your first? Primary
Available at Skechers stores and other fine retailers everywhere.
Yeah, I have one that I bought that I'm going to use. It's just a broadband access point. I think
Is it Comrex or is it that new Switchblade thing?
I don't know. I forget what. It's not Comrex, but it works wonderfully. My problem has been in the past I've bought too much shit too fast. So this time, when broadband came out, I bought nothing. I waited and waited and waited.
Yeah. See which technology will survive.
I always, it doesn't. I mean, I used to do remotes more than I do now. But I like having that freedom.
I like having that freedom too. I like being here though, just because when you interact with the callers, I really like being able to hit the phone button myself.
There's an energy you can't reproduce when you're home.
Yeah, I agree.
When I used to do New York from home, I felt a big difference. And that's because I had to feed a whole hour. Exclusive from here, an extra hour, and it was just, I just didn't feel the same.
Is this your,
oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Your little,
go on my little shit.
prophylactic box?
Okay, so is this live when I type? You got that, right? Now, I want you to be looking at the hold area to put the call on hold when I X that line. Let me show you. Look over at it. Did you see the X?
Use your power to cure and pedal with a purpose.
Oh, she's not going to see it. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't tell you what we're doing. Yeah, somebody's going to have to monitor it. I can share it with you if you want, with your email. I should.
Me and whatever the other guy's name is. Oh, and it's going to be Angie for a while because people are dying and we laid off the people who are living.
Mortgage-free retirement without losing ownership of your home.
Shannon's got experience with this. I do something like this with him when I'm remote, so he knows.
How do you end calls?
It's a solution worth considering,
I use a verbal cue, like thanks for the call, and when he hears thanks for the call,
Hey, Dan, get a minute.
he hangs up.
I never saw this.
I don't trust that he can, there's too many things going on, and I don't trust him to be able to look at the screen. Now, you have a dedicated person who's only doing calls, so that's a little different, but I usually just say, hey, thanks so much for the call, and then the person does it.
It's password. Oh, it's a different screen. ASSW0RD. I think what it is.
Okay, so on purpose, I do not want to use our call screener, just so we get used to this. I figure the time to go through it is now.
Good plan.
Nope.
Please join me early afternoon from 2 to 4 on 6:30 a.m.
Tonight at 6, your live ABC News coverage.
Is Mark there? Good.
I'm gonna have to. Okay, we'll do it later. Yeah. Not a big deal.
The Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
I forgot my headset. Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. How you doing today? Listen, this is what we're going to do. I suddenly realized that we don't have a central clearinghouse for anything. And I want to be of service to consumers and businesses. And I want to do this. I'm not the only one probably that will do it. And I know everyone would like to do it. But this is a logical place to do it since this is a consumer show. I want a place, and I'm going to keep track of it all, and we're going to publish it. But we'd like to know businesses that are doing something special. Now, here's a wrong assumption many people are making. Many people are making the assumption that most businesses are closing, and they're not. Businesses are open. In fact, they're hurting if you don't use them now. And there's certainly no reason not to have businesses at your home. People are taking extra measures to screen workers going into homes. And besides, a worker in your home poses you no threat unless you kiss them or rub on them or something, and then you get the virus in your mouth, eyes, or nose. It is contagious, but that can be cut down pretty easily. Seriously. I mean, you would hope that people coming to your home take precautions, but you can take precautions. And then ordinary stores are, I believe, open, regular stores, right? Or Ross, just before you went off the air, Ross Kaminsky, who comes on every morning on KHOW, just before you went off the air, there was an announcement on the restaurants.
So Governor Polis announced yesterday, and
it was yesterday, but you were talking about it just before.
But it went into effect this morning at 8 o'clock this morning, that the dine-in part of restaurants are going to be closed in Colorado for a month. You can still do takeout, pickup, delivery, that kind of thing, and other places as well. Gyms, movie theaters, theaters
basically
with live performances
where people congregate.
Yeah, and
but normal
done
retail.
For a month. There's nothing about normal retail.
Normal retail is open.
Yeah.
Home services are open. Most everything is open. Professional services, attorneys, healthcare workers, accountants, everyone's open. However, if you are curtailing your business in any way or expanding your business or doing anything differently, let's say you have a screaming deal that you're offering because of this. Let's say from now on you're doing automatic discounts or you're doing acts of charity as an individual, as a civic organization, or a business, we want to hear about it. This hour brought to you by realcbdthatworks.com. By the way, CBD has been shown to boost the immune system. It by no means cures anything, but it does help with anxiety, by the way. It helps with pain. It helps with inflammation, and it is an immunobooster. realcbdthatworks.com, they're doing a special offer, 25% off until further notice if you use my name, Martino, in the coupon code, 25% off, realcbdthatworks.com. So if you're a consumer with a problem, we're handling problems just like we always do. Problems, questions, and complaints. But we also, as I said, want to serve as a clearinghouse to get your word out. Get your word out about your business specifically. Or if you're doing some act of charity or something extraordinary, let us know. We were talking about risk versus reward. For example, we all know about risk versus reward when it comes to terrorism. We all had to live with certain restrictions. And even before that, when hijacking became a thing, they started screening for guns, everyone. And then when terrorism became a threat, we went beyond just screening for guns through x-rays, through metal detectors, and we went through a more advanced screening. We always have a discussion of freedom versus risk, and then risk versus reward. Right now, I hear many people saying, I would rather take my chances and have a normal life than have panic and fear, and the economic impact it will have will never rebound from it. Well, we will, but it won't be fast. It's not like if you put off eating out tonight, you're going to eat out twice when this is over. There's no way for restaurants to make up for this. Now, car dealers could possibly make up for it, but other services might have a problem. So, Ross, risk versus reward. I have heard from more than a few saying, you know what, I really would take my chances. But I think a lot of people feel that way, but then there's the impact on healthcare system that they're worried about. Where do you lie in all of this?
I think it's a really difficult needle to thread, and unfortunately, I think a lot of it has become political. And I'm not going to go too far down that road.
Like what do you mean?
Well, so there was just a poll from the Wall Street Journal and NBC 2 days ago that showed that approximately twice as many Democrats as Republicans are taking this seriously.
twice as many
Democrats as Republicans because President Trump downplayed it a lot to begin with. But I think he's on board now and doing a good job now. And I don't want to look backwards a lot. Here's my.
I don't know if he actually did downplay it. I think he said, "Look, we've been through this before, and it's going to subside eventually." I think that's what he really said.
So here's my take. I think for most people who are, let's say, under the age of 60 or 70 even, without underlying health conditions, if you get it, you'll feel bad for a few days, or maybe you won't even feel anything at all, and you'll get on with your life. I think the real issue is the risk of spreading it to someone who won't be okay.
Well, that's why I'm saying, why don't we just concentrate on the at-risk population?
Yeah.
Like, for example, restaurants are fine, but say this, if you're over 60, quarantine. I'm serious. Or stay home until this passes. Because we're more worried about you. They're the ones that are going to be putting the strain on the healthcare system, not all these young people staying home right now.
You know what was interesting? I don't know if you followed this at all, but the Prime Minister of the UK, Boris Johnson, had said for many days, look, I don't want to go down this road of restricting people's lives and quarantine and all this. I basically want people to just live their lives unless they are in a high-risk group. And over the past couple of days, he got kind of forced out of it. And now he, too, is saying, all right, you got to do this and we got to restrict that. And it's
Mark, we're testing our remote stuff. Mark's home, and I'm going to be going home. We're going to be alternating. Mark, what do you think? Political or too much or too little? Would you fall on the side of just taking your risk?
Well, I'll tell you what I heard this morning from Cuomo, the governor of New York there. He came out and actually said Trump is handling this pretty good. For him to come out and say that, I think things are starting to come together politically a little bit.
I do too, but I've noticed a shift too, and here's the shift. Democrats and liberals in general love people. They love people to succumb to pressures of society and government, and they don't like anyone who bucks the system. Honest to goodness, I mean that in general. If you think about what I'm saying, it's not even political, it's a reality. They love going with the masses, or what they perceive to be the masses, what they perceive to be trending, and they do not like when anyone bucks the system. If you want to get political, that's the political part. I don't think it has to do with this one issue. It has to do with most issues. I'm serious. If the topic of transgender rights are trending and people seem to be going that way, Democrats will go that way. I think they never buck the system. Never. They're always in the populist view, the right.
Well, they love when government tells them what to do.
No, I think, and I'm not saying this in a bad, I'm not even saying that's bad to do. They flow with what they believe is popular, and they'll say, well, it's what we believe is just and right. But if you look at it, they're always in favor with the trends.
Democrats, and more specifically progressives, have a long history going back to the late 1800s of believing that the certain most educated people, the people with the PhDs, the people who know better, should be in positions of telling us what to do.
Right.
And so therefore they tend to be followers.
That's right.
More.
That's right. And again, I'm not judging them. I'm just saying if you look at it, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And people who buck the system, the rebels, the people who are really unpopular are the ones that don't do that.
Right. The problem is in a situation like this where you've got a highly contagious illness, whether or not it's going to be extremely serious for the average person, in this situation, it could be that the people who are just, go along, do whatever the authorities say, are actually the ones who are doing the better thing for society in the very, very short term than those who say, I don't care, I'm going to go out and just...
I think what we should have done from the beginning is concentrate on the at-risk population.
Yeah.
We always hear about flattening out the bell. We don't want to put a peak demand on the healthcare system where they have to choose who to ventilate. So what they have done is they have now paralyzed the entire society for the sake of people at risk. They should have concentrated on the people at risk. Yeah. There is no reason why a bunch of 30-year-olds can't go out to eat tonight. If they get the virus, and then they get over it. And the people at home or the people quarantined should be the ones at risk. If you simply look at it logically, they're swatting, not swatting, they're using an atomic bomb instead of a fly swatter.
And I'm not saying you're wrong, but that does assume that those 30-year-olds who go out, even if they get the virus, will not then spread it to the 80-year-olds somehow. And that's the key.
If you concentrate, it's easier to control a population above 60 than the entire world. I'm saying if you're 60 and older, that would include me, then you would have to be inconvenienced instead of the entire population. But I know why they're not doing it, because they're afraid it would be perceived as some kind of prejudicial move. And it should be. There are times things should be like this. And I would not mind if they said, Tom, you're over 60, you need to stay home, and you can't go to restaurants, you can't do this. I wouldn't mind at all. Not at all, because that's the reality. Why don't we concentrate on the problem instead of spreading it around to everyone? As I said, there are many, 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 many people not being able to do things that would pose no risk whatsoever to themselves or others, even if they got the virus.
Well, it'll be really interesting to see if there's a big public reaction right along the lines of what you're talking about based on Governor Polis closing dining in at restaurants and saying and people maybe will come and push back and say, you are harming the livelihoods of hundreds of thousands.
For a few at risk.
Right.
Take the people at risk and protect them. Okay, I'll volunteer. I'll go home. But why does a 20-year-old have to sit at home? This is ridiculous. Or my children sit at home.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Debbie in Parker, you wanted to complain about the police. Yes, we are taking normal complaints. Are you there, Debbie? Hello, Debbie. Okay, she's not there. So I guess what we'll do, or is she there? Did you hit the wrong line? Help me out here. She's there. No? Okay, gone. Give us a call and then hang on the line for more than 30 seconds. I will take your call. 303-713-TALK. Now, I want to hear from businesses. What are you doing differently? What do you think about the ban? Do you think we're overreacting? I'm not talking about not taking it seriously, but why not just concentrate on the people at risk? I'm all for that. Keep them out of the ICUs. I'm all for it. But to absolutely keep kids home and young adults and teenagers who want to be out spending money, it is ridiculous. We have more coming up.
I also think pills really don't. The costs of closing all the schools, that's an enormous cost.
Oh, it's crazy.
Here, Dan.
On society. And
the spots.
That's a really tough one.
Can you figure out this?
Okay, do it again. Try it little password. Just PA, everything low caps.
Could you guys, let's pretend I'm not here. We'll be attentive to taking the calls.
Yeah. So this is practice for future failures?
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No, I think we should do it like this right now. So now you need to get rid of Debbie if she's not there.
I thought maybe it was because you're at risk and didn't want to touch the phone.
They really could have you performing like you haven't in years. So give us a call for just $99.
All right, home investors.
And if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work,
what is that called? The real company? What's it? They're not called Home Vestors.
No, that is a real company.
I know, but I don't have them listed as Home Vestors.
Fuck! Sell your ugly houses.
Oh, I do have them listed. Never mind. You're right. I did. All right. This is something everyone should hear. You have a guaranteed sale of your home right now with Home Vestors. 800-44-BUYER. Now, you may say, they're only going to pay dirt. Who cares? These are the we buy ugly houses people. Yeah, they are. But you know what's real about them? They really buy houses. You may not have an ugly house. They will still buy it. Now, there's no obligation. So call them and see if they'll buy your house. No commissions, no fees, no cost to you at all, ever. Even the traditional fees, they pick up all of them. No stress, no tire kickers, no uncertainty. Get a bid on your home and close within days. 800-44-BUYER. 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 Sometimes I lose track of my time. Sorry, because I forget to hit the timer. If you ever see me wandering in space, kind of give me a wind up.
That's from noon to 2.
You get the most from your tax refund.
And you can chime in now too. In fact, you could have before. But then if you pause, I'll introduce you.
Improving your home has never been easier or more cost-effective. Contemporary or classic doors, 30% off. Secure, energy-efficient windows, 30% off. Durable, maintenance-free siding, 30% off. This month only at K&H, a tradition in home renovation since 1956. Make your own appointment at khwindows.com.
That's what he said it should be. Password, try big P, and
no interest financing
for
for
0
18
again.
months.
I tried that.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Oh wait, that's a username there. Okay. What was? So now I don't know what that was. What was the user? I don't know what that. Why did you do other user?
I've actually been on
And now put capital P, capital P. Okay.
Here's the good part.
Okay, for the old user.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Hi, I'm Raymond Dennon, Vice President of
Try to
Modular
use
Tax
the
Relief.
little one.
You don't want to mess with the IRS. They have the power to garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts, and even take
You
your
hit
home or
D and then
business.
you hit
That's all true.
zero. No, you hit D, then you hit 0.
The Fresh Start Initiative. If you qualify, it could save you thousands. We're the experts at Optima Tax Relief. We will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement.
Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief. Time to get your AC checked before it's too hot to bear. Fix It 24/7 has a deal for you. Clean, check, adjust, and practically refurbish the AC and furnace too for just $68. That's both services. And since they work together, it makes sense. Plus, you won't find a better price for the extensive work and deep cleaning anywhere. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com.
That's a big deal. Well, it's kind of nice to have it.
Thinking about getting healthier, sleeping better, or losing those last few pounds? Think Noom. Noom is a totally new approach that uses psychology and small goals to help you make lasting change. Backed by science, Noom shows you the why behind your decisions and habits, and gives you the tools to change them for good. So get started to
Become the banker.
M.com. Change your thinking, change your habits, change for good. With Noom.
Do you know how much money people have lost right now with becomethebanker.org? Not a penny. Become the Banker is an investment scheme. It's a strategy where you buy life insurance and overfund it on purpose. It grows tax-free. You then borrow from it strategically to pay bills and to use it through your life, even in retirement, and never pay tax. And you never lose a dime on the stock market. 303-779-6600. About time to check into an alternative. Becomethebanker.org.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Well, this St. Patrick's Day will start the morning off with drizzle, then afternoon partial sunshine, the high 58. Tomorrow 64, and then snow for Thursday. I'm meteorologist Bruce Garner, Fox 31. Good point weather.
Do it right to save 5% every day by shopping at Lowe's in-store or online. Save 5% on eligible purchases just by using your Lowe's Advantage card. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Subject to credit approval, cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
Denver's talk station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. 630.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, listen, I have given some tips on preventing the virus. I've taken it from various places and did what I called the thread of truth. One fact or one thing we mentioned seems to be controversial and not proven. And that one thing is that drinking water will wash the virus out of your mouth and into your stomach, where stomach acids will kill it. There are some professionals to say, while that could happen, there's no evidence to support that it happens, and that water may not wash it down. However, drinking plenty of water is still very, very healthy. So is gargling with an antiseptic, that for sure. And keeping your they say keeping your nasal passages irrigated or moist is important, not over wet, of course, and then your eyes protected. Most of us don't tear enough to clear out our own eyes of any kind of impurities, let alone viruses. And a good eye, not wash, but eye lubrication is good for most people. Most people don't lubricate like they used to. I don't know why. And maybe it's because we're all basically dehydrated. So here's the bottom line. I put up some tips, realistic, not exaggerated tips on Facebook, referral list, and Facebook, Real Tom Martino. Just like you hear it, Real Tom Martino or referral list. And those are real, honest-to-God tips along with my nasal rinse that I use. Again, I'm not saying this is going to prevent it for you, but it'll give you at least better chances, you know, because you're doing stuff that does prove to be helpful. Debbie, now I believe Debbie's back. She wants to talk about Parker Police. Go ahead, Debbie. And our guest today, George Donaldson's Fix It 24/7. And I want to talk to him about going into people's homes in a minute here, and also air cleaners, without exaggeration, and what they do for your home. Debbie, I'm here, Debbie. Go ahead.
Okay, long story. I evicted my 42-year-old daughter a month ago. When I did the process like the police told me, I went to the Douglas County, hung it on her door, and then we go to court the end of this month.
All right, Debbie, were you renting an apartment to her?
No, I let her live in my home for free for the last 10 years.
I got you. Go ahead.
Real quick. She's 42, bipolar. The cops have been to my house 52 times in 2 years because of her spiraling.
Right.
Okay,
Wow.
long story. 4 renters had left in a matter of 6 months in my home. I'm retired now after 42 years. Long story short, she came after me yesterday, plunged at my neck, left marks. I went to the police crying. I go, she's going to kill me.
When is she supposed to be out of your house, Debbie?
The 24th of this month. Okay.
Well, why didn't they just throw her in jail?
The cops.
Why didn't they just throw her in jail?
Tell me. The cops have been to my house every day this week. She took potting soil and sprinkled it all over the white carpet.
Debbie,
Listen,
I know you have a lot to say, but we need to talk in between. I promise you I will hear you. Okay, she's supposed to be out at the 24th, but you can get a restraining order to get her out sooner because she's threatened your life. Why don't you get a restraining order and get her out immediately?
Okay, a year ago, I did get a restraining order. Well, wait, a year and a half ago. I had to go to the courts a year ago to get it lifted because there was a family function for one day.
I'm talking about getting another one right now. Getting another one right now.
He won't give it to me.
Who
won't give it to me?
Who won't?
Judge Anthony Maraschetti.
Why will the judge not give you a restraining order if you have physical injuries caused by your daughter?
Okay, because I'll tell you, and I'm telling you all the truth. A month ago when I went in, said the same thing because she had, threatened me, points her finger in my face.
A month ago, keep going with the sentence.
Debbie, he said to me, I don't give these, every 4 months. Now that you and your daughter are having a fight, I go, I'm not having a fight. He said, get an eviction. I said, yes, Your Honor, I will do it. He was going to throw me out of his courtroom. I get it. Okay.
They think you're both nuts. That's what they think. They think you're both nuts.
Okay.
You know why? Because it's willy-nilly. You get a restraining order, then you have it lifted. Then you want another one. Then you want to have it lifted.
Just once I did.
I know.
Okay, so long story. I went to the cops. I'm frantic. I'm crying. I'm telling she is going to kill me. She plunged at my throat.
Wait. You mean based on this latest information, she says she's going to kill you, and you can't get a restraining order?
Three of my adult friends. We're not talking.
Why don't they arrest her, Debbie? I shouldn't have to shouting to get your attention. I'm going to talk now. Hold on. And as soon as we can't talk, I'm done. So why don't they arrest her?
I asked them last night. What more do you need?
All right. We're going to call the police.
She has rights.
No, she doesn't have a right to threaten you or to hurt you. Did you say, I want to press charges?
Yes, when they go to the house, little Miss Melissa sits on her bed, and the bipolar in me, she is so good, Tom.
Debbie, you need to stay safe for a few days.
Please.
But
you know what they had the nerve to tell me? Go get a hotel.
Well,
I go,
Debbie,
is my home
we're
that
gonna
I
call.
worked for.
We're going to call the police, and we're going to get an update on this. Deputy Doc, why don't you call the police? Hold on, Debbie. What you're saying, I understand you're heightened, you're emotional, you're upset. You should be. You should have done this a long time ago. Here's the problem, Debbie. Once you evict her, keep her out. Now, you're going to take the steps to move her stuff out to the street, right?
I'm doing it all professionally.
Are you ready to do it on the? She got the notice already.
Yes.
Did you guys already have a hearing?
No, the hearing's the 24th, Tom.
Well, that's not when
She
she's
has her
evicted.
30 days.
That's not when
she
she's
has 48 hours.
Okay,
then.
but once you go to that hearing, once you go to that hearing, Debbie, once you go to that hearing, all you have to do is say to the judge, I no longer want anyone living with me. It is my home and it is my right. Do not give her, she owes me money. Do not get into the violence. Do not. If you do, then it becomes another issue where you have to prove that. So please, you have a total right to get back your premises. You no longer want to share them. And she's had long enough to find another place. Remember that, Debbie, because if you get into all this other stuff, it then becomes another thing you must prove, and the judge will say no eviction. So the only reason you want an eviction is to get your place back. Deputy Doc is going to talk to you off the air, okay? I'm sorry.
She should be able to, Tom, she should be able to get rid of this kid even quicker. I mean, that's a substantial violation.
Well, with a restraining order, you would think, Mark. But how many times have you and I seen this with kids that threaten their parents? Remember the one guy and his grandmother? He was a jerk, and she could not get a restraining order. You know what's weird is I thought they gave out restraining orders like candy. You say, my husband looked at me wrong, and they kick your ass out. I don't understand how that's happening. I don't know why. I think when it comes to husband and wife, they treat it differently than parents and kids. Now, Danny wants to tell us about a local business doing something. Go ahead, Danny. This doesn't sound so crazy deal, Danny. What's happening? Okay, is someone going to bring up the call when I say it so we can practice, please? No, Danny's not there. Daff, is Danny there? Danny? Okay.
I'm here.
Here's what I'm going to do. I want to get something straight with my staff. I need to take a quick break. Danny, you hang on, and we'll come right back to you, okay?
Okay,
right after this. We are fucking practicing as if I am not here. Now, wait a minute. I'm not angry at you. I'm just fucking heightened, okay? So I don't want anything. I don't want you saying I'm an asshole or I'm mad at you. I'm not. Just fucking get it together.
Part of the problem is all you people are here.
Okay.
If you weren't actually here, it wouldn't be a fucking problem.
All right, then pretend I'm not here.
Please don't be here.
Okay. Put up a shelf. Put up a curtain.
The weather forecast mostly cloudy today with a high of 58.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
Right now it remains and it's 43. With your impact traffic and weather.
Remember, there's a curtain.
6:30. 4 days sponsored by.
My favorite euphemism for labia.
Today, go shopping at the store. Save 5% on.
Hey, Joe Lazara, does he defend murder victims? I mean, murder. Here's Joe.
The credit approval cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S.
Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, and he is in business. Everyone is still open on the referral list. Joe Lazara is there if you need him. A lot of people get charged with DUI. That's a bad thing. What you need to do is call Joe Lazara. It could be you made a mistake. It could be it was intentional. It could be you were falsely accused. No matter what it is, you need a criminal defense attorney. We just heard from that woman in Parker, Debbie, and her daughter. Things can happen where you may be charged with a crime. Life is not always perfect. Joe Lazara gives complete, absolute flat rate pricing. He won't nickel and dime you to death. If you need help, you call Joe Lazara for any criminal defense matter, and especially DUIs. Call him at 303-429-6200. You can find him on the referral list at referralist.com. That's Joe Lazara, 303-429-6200.
Learn more about the new coronavirus.
So,
COVID-19.
what I'm going to do about spots is just do them and time them, just like here, right? Okay.
Well, and I can tell from inflection when you're done.
Yeah.
And control.
We'll be in good communication that way. Right now, we're just not
Because I'm here. I know. Because
I can't see the screen. Did you include me in the thing?
Oh, no, I'm going to do it right. Hold on.
At covid19.colorado.gov.
When it comes to your mortgage, you know that a lower interest rate will help you save money in the long run.
But Shannon, she may not be able to put things on hold and stuff. She's on the phone. So you would be doing that. Okay.
Well, yeah, and that was part of the confusion right then.
Yeah, because she's going to be talking to people as they call in.
Right, and I wasn't able to get quickly enough.
All right. Let me share this with you.
A new loan up can save you up to $1,000 a month, maybe more. And you don't have to reset your loan term. Meaning you're not.
I don't know why your email's not coming up.
Festival Shannon's got it, I heard.
And never any obligation of any kind.
SHANNON, right?
And so much to gain by spending just 10 minutes on the phone with one of their mortgage consultants. They're even open nights.
I got laid off in
So give them a call at 303-695.
Just iHeart.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not iHeart Media. I think it's iHeart Media. You have to. So it's at iHeartMedia.com.
It's Greg Hollenbach. Do you love hyper-local food and beverage?
All right, we'll see if you get this.
Yes, you'll want to tune in. Air Food and Drink Show, Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. right here on K-House.
One recipient.
I'll be able to tell from inflection when you want the
It says you don't have a Google account.
You need the right insulation.
I don't know. It says you don't have access to Google. I don't know what it says. I just sent it to you.
Thank you, brother.
This is advanced injection foam, filling wall cavities, maintaining our value permanently in all temperatures. No hassle application. Injected from outside the home, compacting existing insulation, filling every nook and cranny around it. Retro foam is environmentally friendly, no off-gassing, and can even make your home up to 80% quieter. Comfort, lower energy bills, in a day or less. What are you waiting for? You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Call Rocky Mountain Retro Foam now, 720-676-6333, 720-676-6333, and see their amazing videos.
You know what would make things perfect? If there was a way people could pick up calls and put them back at home, or with a remote device. You would think we would have an app that could do that by now.
You know what? It wouldn't hurt for me to bounce that off of engineering if there's a way to dial into some sort of GUI for what system do that? Telos?
That's 72.
It's Telos. There's got to be a remote access.
I'm going to look up.
You're retired.com.
Century RV, are we fortunate to have a place that has internet pricing and a
I forget exactly what rack model, what rack unit it is.
But just north of.
I can try to figure that out. But just Telos hybrid systems.
On I-25 and the 119 exit to Longmont, and there's a service department up there. CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111.
It's always been the weak point, even when I was doing stuff for New York and stuff, bringing up calls and then putting them on hold.
IRS on your back? Get your peace of mind back. Go to AdvancedTaxSolutions.com.
I know Don Imus used to leave a telephone line connected, and he would hit the keypad.
I did that all the time, and then my keypad. In fact, why don't I do that? Let me call a number in there where if I hit it, you'll hear a tone. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Is 100%
I used to do that one time. Although this hold X is pretty fast.
Stigma.org and get tested for stigma.
But still, if you're not looking at it, you won't see it.
Station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's go back to Danny. Danny wants to talk about a local business doing something. And Danny, now remember, I asked if people are doing extraordinary things because of this. And what I meant was extraordinary things. If you're calling for a 25% discount, I'm not sure how extraordinary that is. But I'll let you talk. Go ahead. Oh, what are you doing? What do you sell?
Tom, I do appreciate it. And since you brought up eye lubrication about 5-10 minutes ago, I got the perfect thing for you. I actually started Colorado's largest hot sauce company 18 years ago, and we have a retail store over at River Point.
Hot sauce? What the hell does hot sauce have to do with eye lubrication?
You won't touch your eyes.
You'll tear up.
Tear up.
As soon as you
and
eat
you
it.
won't be touching your face anytime
my
soon
goodness.
if you're eating spicy chicken wings.
That'll make you
What's
touch
the
your
name of the
face,
company?
You'll wipe it.
What's the name of the company?
The name of the company is Danny Cash Hot Sauce, and we are the makers of lots and lots of restaurant hot sauces around town. It's our sauces just with a custom label on it. But when people come to us, they can typically taste anything that we have. Of course, we had to shut down the tasting bar until this all blows over.
What, did you have a retail store for hot sauce?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are a dedicated hot sauce retail store. It's great.
Tom, hot sauce is huge.
Is it huge, really? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
huge.
Maybe I'm downplaying that. But isn't hot sauce,
Absolutely.
it always seems to me you don't really taste a hot sauce. It's just hot, right? I mean, really, do they have flavors, really? Yes, Daphne.
Tom, that's actually why I started making my own hot sauce, because it was always flavor first, and heat is just a byproduct. So even the hottest stuff that we actually make, which is one of the hottest hot sauces in Colorado, people still say that's got impeccable flavor.
Daphne, is hot sauce a big deal? You're a gourmet cook. Is hot sauce a big deal?
Oh, it can ruin a dish if it's...
It can ruin it, but can it enhance it?
Absolutely. The flavor
And can you tell the difference, really?
Yes.
You can?
Yes. I'm very picky about my hot sauce.
Oh, my goodness. So wait a minute here, Danny. This hot sauce, what's so special about it?
Fresh ingredients.
What else?
It's just as easy as that. We stick to very simple, fresh ingredients that people love, and it goes well on anything.
Okay.
People ask me all the time, like, "Oh, what do you put it on? Tacos?" And I say, "No,
Yeah, I know.
put it on lasagna."
Do you have different
cottage cheese?
Do you have different temps?
Yes, absolutely. We have from tongue tingling to like burn your face off.
Now, do hot sauces get their heat from capsaicin, which is from the pepper?
Yeah, capsaicin is the actual extracted oil from chili peppers.
And by the way,
So we
I don't want to
use the
get crazy. I don't want to get crazy, but capsaicin is very good for you.
Very good for you.
It is very good. It's a very good nutrient, very good supplement. In fact, a lot of people take it when they're sick because of the heat. I'm serious. Now, I'm not telling you to run out and buy it, but it's for real. Capsaicin is a really good supplement. All right, so you're going to do 25% off, and how do they order it?
Well, check this out. They can come into our place, but I wanted to let you know that we always do 25% off for all military, all police, teachers, nurses.
Where's your
Now,
store,
if you're a
Danny?
public servant, it's over at River Point, so Hampton and Santa Fe.
River Point, and the store is called what?
Danny Cash Hot Sauce.
As in cash money?
Cash money.
Danny Cash. Is that your real name?
Yes, sir.
Danny Cash Hot Sauce.
Can they order it online?
You can. You can actually go to DannyCash.com.
Okay,
or
Danny.
a number of our other websites, but that's the easiest one to go to.
Okay, sir. Well, thank you. 25% off do you do for all military and active duty and all that? What do you do? Are you doing anything? But you're doing 25% now for everyone.
Well, what we're doing right now is the 25% off for military and then 25% off for everybody. So if you are military, if you are police, if you're a nurse or a teacher, come in, you get 50% off now. And everybody else gets 5% off.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Dimitri wants to talk about another deal. Dimitri, what's happening, sir?
How are you?
Good. What do you have you're doing for people?
We own a pawn shop on Arapahoe in Peoria.
All right.
Casino Pawn. And we're going to do 0% interest for 1 month on any loan that walks in a store.
Now, wait a minute. So I give you a watch, you give me a loan, and it's 0% interest for 30 days.
Let's say I'll give you $100 today. Months later, it's still $100 to pick it up. No interest.
That's a great deal.
That is a great deal, Dimitri. You know what? That's really cool. And you know what? Pawn shops get a bad name because a lot of people think, look at people sometimes. Hey, Dimitri, sometimes people need quick money. I have no problem with pawn shops. I only had a problem one time with this one pawn shop law that I thought, and I'm not saying you would do this or any good pawn shop would do this, but I would like to get your opinion on it if you could. And then where is your pawn shop? Dimitri, it's at Arapahoe. What's the name of it?
Casino Pond, like casino.
Now, Arapahoe and Peoria, I go past there all the time going to the airport.
Come on over.
Are you over near the yogurt place?
No, next to the Sabor restaurant.
The Subway?
Mexican restaurant, Sabor. Sabor, S-A-B-O-R.
Sabor restaurant. So you're on the west-south, the northwest corner?
It's southeast. Yeah, southeast corner of Arapahoe and Peoria.
Southeast, okay.
I mean northeast. Northeast.
Northeast.
Arapahoe and Peoria.
Northeast corner. I don't. Okay.
It's very close to this yogurt place.
I don't think it's northeast, but anyway, I'm not going to argue with you. Oh yeah, it is northeast. I know right where you are. Yes, okay. And the name of it is?
Casino Pond.
Are you guys getting that name?
Casino Point.
Casino, gotcha. Sorry, I'm telling you, maybe I should stay home. Hold on, we got more coming up. Dimitri, hang on. I want to get your opinion on something. Anyone doing anything special in your business, give us a call. Free advertising.
Hey Tom, I want I tried.
This report
Was that
is brought
me?
to you by the Crohn's and Colitis
You got to watch your
Foundation.
microphone. It was
It
on.
remains wide open drive across the
It was on.
highways and the Mile High City
I
area.
tried to call Debbie.
Yeah.
Her mailbox is full.
What'd the cop say?
What? Oh, I didn't need information from her. She hung up, and when I tried to call, so just tell her to call back.
Okay.
So I need to talk to her.
Watch out for crews on the scene if you can't avoid the area for now. The rest of the drive across town, both on and off the highway, and
Frank
in
Duran.
decent shape. It's going to be mostly cloudy today with a high.
Okay, so I do have the screen up. I was able to connect. What are you going to do? Put an X in that hold column or something like that?
Yeah, but isn't that hard for you guys? Because if you're not looking at it,
Impact traffic and weather.
I'm going to try that toning thing. What do you think?
Use your power.
That'd be good.
Pedal.
Even the hot sauce guy, 10 away, by the way.
What number can I call you?
We'll figure that out. Let me think about it.
All right.
It's got to be something I can put on speakerphone.
Right, and then, yeah, that would be good. And then I mute the mic. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now more than ever, you need someone who knows what they're doing. Frank Duran, do you know he still helps people to get away from foreclosures? Yeah, there are people that have problems because they can't sell their house. Frank Duran, the real estate man, says you can list your home with him, and if you're unhappy for any reason, he'll never penalize you. You can get out of the contract at any time, but you won't want to because he is so freaking good. I'm telling you, we have never had a complaint about Frank. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's is your ammo headquarters. From March 12th.
All right, George, let's start.
Card,
Give me a deal. I want to talk about your deal.
This is what I want to do. So I mean, the best thing to do is talk about. I mean, that's indoor air quality. It's flying off shelves like toilet paper, right? Talk about that. Talk about tune-up.
When you think ammo,
but then you're gonna say, well, do you want to get a screaming deal? And I'm gonna say, look, because we're getting calls. People are at home. We're busy.
I'm gonna do it.
I mean,
I got it, bro.
We're busy.
I
So.
got it. No, I know. I want to make
But
it
people
clear
are at
you're
home.
still visiting.
Yeah. Tom, in the Denver metro area, there's 45 cases.
No, I know.
In the counties we serve, right here, there's 45.
Look, I know.
Like, and we're taking all these precautions, and the
I
chance
know.
of
Hey, you think I'm not aware of that?
I mean,
That's 45 known, but I agree with you on that.
45 million.
if there's five,
Known.
if there was 5,000 in this area, in the area.
No, but what he's saying is,
I agree.
what he is saying is true.
Combined with the precautions we're taking, we're wearing gloves, we're doing everything, right?
Right.
Those two, I mean, it's like you're.
You're a smart guy. How many people died last year from the flu?
26,000 or
No.
35,000.
No.
35,000.
35,000.
Most people don't know that.
No, I know. It's no, dude. I know way too much about this.
And
like,
a bad
it's,
year, 65,000.
We're crashing our entire economy.
I
the
know,
best economy
I
in the
know.
whole world.
Yes.
It's crazy. That's what we're saying.
Where's my
Tom
Starbucks?
brings up a good point.
You said no thanks.
People that are
Because you were scared someday you'd touch your cup.
I know.
First time you said no thanks, I'm like, are you kidding? Actually, you walk in the place, you could smell how sanitized it is. Nobody. Yeah. I was the only one in there. This is the safest time you could ever walk in one of those places. Ever. Like, this is actually, your chance of getting any other sickness right now is so far down from this. Your chance of getting the flu right now is way less, right? Because everybody's sanitizing, everybody's...
This computer's so screwed up.
So, I mean...
what do you do now?
Go into a Starbucks or go into a...
Yeah, I can help you. Let's reset it.
Even airplanes, you can smell the.
Yeah.
Go to Babbel.com and start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Download the Babbel app or go to Babbel.com.
Well, I tried KKO.
Babbel.
It's all lowercase, right?
Have you thought about your HVAC system? Is it old, inefficient, or maybe just doesn't heat or cool as well as it used to? Call Plumline today. Plumline currently has some of the best deals and offers of the year on top-of-the-line Carrier equipment. Don't wait until your heating and cooling system breaks down. Don't wait until the summer heat is in full swing. The teams at Plumline are ready for your call. Plumline and Carrier, turn to the experts you trust. Check them out at plumlineservices.com.
I'm not using this now.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm using the one I'm going to use for home.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to see it?
No, sorry.
I can share it with you.
No, it's fine. As long as I know that's why.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot. We're not using that.
Okay. Just tell Debbie to call back. So I can talk to her.
From here forward, Edelman Financial Engines. Call 888-PLAN-RIC to learn more.
What do I always say about Art of Granite that I love? You can get prices on the phone. Those prices, they will not be far off. The material is
I can't work out at the club. They closed it.
I assume you want them to come in today. I'm not just imposing myself, right? Okay.
Even the tear out and haul away is free. And the bathroom is free when you have the kitchen done. 303-386-5919. Open every day except Sunday. TheArtofGranite.com. 303-386-5919.
Ask Alexa.
Doc, do you have house cleaners?
I have a woman that comes to clean my house.
She's pretty good.
She's great.
630K Hub from
I've used it for years. She's honest, does a great job.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Tom Martino here, DenverTrialLawyers.com. They're taking many calls on cases, and here's the deal. If you think you've been mistreated and hurt because of it, or negligent, or a product, anything, here's what they do. They really will sift through it and find out if you have an injury worth going after for them. And then they might refer you if they don't, because they take catastrophic injuries. I mean, we're talking 70 million, 20 million, 100 million, real cases that they've gotten. So, but don't hesitate to call them. They'd love to go through and look at your case. 303-571-5302, DenverTrialLawyers.com. Dimitri, I love this. We're asking businesses. We want to be your central clearinghouse. Any acts of charity by anyone, any group, call us. Any screaming deals, call us. Anything you want to say about your business, call us. For example, Dimitri, you're giving 0% loans for 30 days. You own a local pawn shop called Casino Pawn on the northeast corner of Arapahoe and Peoria. What a wonderful thing to do. And I think that's cool, Dimitri. And so normally a pawn shop works by what? They go in and they put up something of value and they get a loan, right?
That's right.
And then if they don't pay the loan, you get to keep the collateral, and that's how you.
Yeah.
And if they do,
how we make money.
And if they want to recover, they come and pay interest and then get their stuff back, right?
Yes.
What percentage of people recover their stuff?
I'd say between 75 to 80% redemption rate.
Oh, really? That's good. And the others never come back, or they just voluntarily surrender it, or what?
Some people just sell it across the board, just straight out sale, or some people just don't come back for it.
Okay. So, if for some reason, and Dimitri, I want to make people clear, this has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with casino. But one time there was a pawn shop, and I would get complaints that people's stuff was lost or misplaced, and they couldn't find it. And by law, their contract said all they had to do was forgive the loan. In other words, they didn't have to pay them real value. So let me give you an example. This was a specific example. A guy went in, he had a diamond ring. It was worth easily $10,000. He was given a $3,000 loan, and Then they said it was lost. So he came back and complained, and they said, okay, we're going to forgive the $3,000 loan and all the interest. But in my opinion, and by the way, that was all that they had to do by their contract. In my opinion, that's an incentive for dishonest people to steal from you because they never give you value up front. It's easy to forgive a loan. I mean, if I'm going to give a $1,000 or $3,000 loan on a really expensive thing, I would gladly give up that loan and say, well, the loan's forgiven. I lost it. You see, that was a problem I had with pawn shops, not with yours, but with the industry. And I had people tell me that hardly ever happens. And I believe it. Otherwise, we'd get calls all the time. But the fact does remain that the contract that I read, I don't know what yours says, but it said if this thing is lost or stolen, all they have to do to make up for it is forgive the loan.
Well, it never happened to us. I've been in business over 20 years.
Okay, good.
And we're fully insured, bonded, licensed. Whatever city requires, we do have. And
are you saying you're insured, so if people lost something, they would get real value, Dimitri? Are you saying that?
No, they will get loan value. There are several values.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at. Loan value is that's what I'm getting at. That's pennies on the dollar.
Well, it's not pennies on a dollar, especially these days with the internet where everybody can check the real value of the item.
Okay, listen, I appreciate what you're doing for people. No interest for 30 days at casino pawn. But here's the deal. Again, this is not against you. I was just talking about the industry.
Have you still not refinanced your
That's all.
mortgage?
It's fucking racket.
That's crazy.
That's right, because loan value is a penny.
And every contract has it. Every pawn shop contract
They're about 30%
Has that
of
loan
value.
value?
They give 30% of value usually. They want a 70% markup. Who the fuck wouldn't do it? And you know what this one pawn shop does, son of a bitch, it was always the really good stuff. Of course. It's lost. But no problem, your loan is forgiven. Well, yeah, fuck yeah. Who wouldn't do that?
We had another one, expensive golf clubs. They lost. How do you lose golf clubs?
Loan is forgiven. They don't have to freaking go replace that item?
No, they don't. Because what he just said, it's insured for loan value only.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's every pawn shop thing that we looked at has that. Every one. Wow. So if their pawn shop burned down, they'd only have to.
Right, but who's going to go to the legislature and make a bill to change that?
Well, they have changed the bills as far as the loan, what they can charge for interest now.
Really, what kind of interest can they charge?
It's very lot lower than what they used to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what is that?
Anyway.
Like payday loans?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know payday loans.
Pawn shop. Okay.
I don't know if they're included in that.
Okay, let me see.
The spread of the coronavirus are taxing cities and communities nationwide. New York State has the highest number of confirmed cases in the country. Governor Andrew Cuomo says he's committed to working with the federal government on getting resources, making a direct
Well, just look at it in Denver. The president.
What was that?
Restaurants closed for 8 weeks. How many restaurants can come back after
That's
that?
crazy. 8 weeks.
8 weeks. You got that in Orange County? Have they done that?
100%.
Yeah.
The White
Well,
House
LA,
Americans
Los Angeles, Orange County will follow.
10 people.
8 weeks?
Older people to stay home.
I don't think it was 8
Capitol
weeks.
Hill lawmakers are working to
I would maybe do 3 weeks and see what's going on, or something like that.
I mean, why would you even say 8 weeks? We don't know.
And that's the mayor.
Anything 8 weeks.
Exactly. You're exactly
Like,
right.
why?
But I mean,
It's not closed though. They're like every single restaurant that I've seen.
They can do takeout.
In Kentucky, a man who tested positive for the coronavirus is not following guidelines. That's prompting officials to take extreme
and restaurants actually in the U.S. employ more people than any other industry.
I believe it. So look at like
like
Shanahan's. Okay, they've never done takeout.
So they put
that's a high end.
outside his home.
In 8 weeks, that's restaurants and bars.
Leave him no choice.
So.
According to the Lexington Herald Leader, authorities
But
have assigned a law enforcement officer to guard
those
the man's
employees
home.
will get checks, right? So they'll still get checks.
Will they?
They pass it. They even said it
They are
to them.
complying with the governor's order.
They'll get checked from the government?
An opportunity to stock up on supplies.
I know. It's crazy. It's like we're crashing our economy for.
I hope they redo the budget and take away from the
One of the
military or
nation's
something.
largest gym chains, Planet
cut back on the
Fitness, is
military or
offering
something.
free online classes.
They're already
Open
$1
to
trillion
everyone,
over.
even non-members. Peloton is
What's another
closing its
trillion?
retail stores with plans to live stream classes. Kimberly Brooks,
I still
ABC
get
News.
pissed off about that.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company
There's
presents.
$5 trillion.
I mean, at what point do they have to reset? Because I mean, it's not possible to pay it off.
How do you reset?
You can't pay off the debt, but the other countries can't pay off the debt either. So it's almost like
Well,
at some point there has to be a.
well, that's what helps the debt is like say crashing the interest rates that they pay. So
Yeah, so now we'll refinance all our debt.
Finding great candidates.
Well, we add a bunch more to it, so really,
trying to find a
it's
needle
just
in a
offset
haystack, but not
I
with
guess, right?
ZipRecruiter. It's
but
powerful
just the government, they don't have to pay
actively
the.
finds and
And then at what
invites
point? I
qualified
mean, does this
candidates to apply to your job.
skyrocket inflation
So while
in the
other
future?
companies might deliver
That's
a lot of pay,
right.
ZipRecruiter finds
And then
you
that's how
a
people
needle
do
in a
pay out.
haystack.
Countries do
See
pay
why
out.
4 out of 5
Because
employers
it's not
who post a
much,
job
they
on
can pay a lot.
ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Then anybody who's on a fixed
ZipRecruiter for
income.
free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Yeah.
That's
Well, inflation is it's inevitable,
KRFX HD2 Denver.
but it's inevitable. It will happen.
K-How News
It's a matter
Time,
of when.
11:03.
This whole thing, I said it. I've been paying for a year, so I was in cash in my IRAs because I said I don't know what he meant, but some events crashing the fucking market. It will. We're due. And sure enough,
We're
I
taking
didn't know what he
aggressive
meant, but I knew
action,
it was
we
gonna
hope,
happen.
ahead of where Italy did at a similar stage by closing restaurants, theaters, bars. We're preventing a lot of those places that people congregate,
And then most
50,
people say,
100,
well,
200,
you can't
where
say
the
that it's
disease is
overgrown.
rapidly spread.
Restaurants can
It
still
would
offer
be
takeout or
overgrown,
other
10
options.
times worse
As far as
than the
testing,
flu.
it seems the focus switching to the mountain communities, which have been hit hard by the illness.
There will be no drive-up testing at the Denver Coliseum today, according to the Colorado Department of Health and Environment. The only drive-up testing today is in Telluride, and the only people to be tested were identified beforehand. Now, there is other drive-up testing planned for the high country this week, but that all depends on weather.
That's Chuck Clark reporting. And the annual Boulder
Can't believe
Boulder
these
Race
guys
set
so
for May
seriously,
is
guys.
complicated
Where can you buy
September. I'm
TP?
Shannon Clark.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is why don't people at least stock up
Travel
some
across the
stuff?
High City Freeway system remains wide open. No stalls, no accidents,
I did
no
like 5
delays
years
in the
ago.
highway drive.
One crash it's just like saying just keep moving. I mean, why do you always want to run to the grocery store if you want to make a meal? You gotta run to the grocery store. I mean, have stuff in your.
Otherwise, the drive off the highway
Well, it
is
depends on how you eat.
drive on the highway. No stalls or accidents being reported, and things are
Healthy
looking good
stuff
across
expired.
town.
Like it'll.
Oh, of course,
Forecast.
vegetables. Your vegetables, yeah, of
Cloudy
course.
today with a high near 58.
Depends on how
Tonight,
you eat.
partly
I
cloudy
mean, if it has
for
long
overnight
shelf
hours,
life,
and a low around
probably
36.
not good for
Tomorrow
you.
sunny and about a 20% chance of afternoon showers and a high near 65. Right now, mostly cloudy and 43. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union. Need funds to help pay for what's important to you? College, a wedding, a new kitchen. Westera Credit Union can help make it happen with a home equity line of credit. Call or stop by any Westera branch today. Equal opportunity lender. NMLS 421606.
Being accused of a crime can ruin your life. Get help with highly respected, skilled trial attorney Joe Lazzara. He's offering a free initial consultation and up to $500 off his services. 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200.
Pat Miller, Gabby Gourmet, Mark Antonation of Westward returns with the latest trends, openings and closings, and how the new taxes are affecting the restaurants. It's a packed hour from 1 to 2 on 6
She sounds sick.
Time to get your
She's
AC
always,
checked
she's sounded that way
before it's too
lately.
hot to bear. Fix It 24/7 has a deal for you. Clean, check, adjust,
She's not going to be doing very much for the restaurants closed.
No.
and furnace too for just $68. That's both services. And since they work together, it makes sense. Plus, you won't find a better price for the extensive work and deep cleaning anywhere. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com.
When your house is in trouble, fix it 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Hey, it's Joe Pack. Join me weeknight from 6 to 9 right here on Denver's Talk Station, 630 K-How. We'll impact and wrap up your day with the latest news, strong opinions, and plenty of fun along the way. Join me, Joe Pags, weeknights at 6 on 630 K-How.
Tonight at 6, hear live ABC News coverage of the Democratic primaries on 630 K-How. Your voice, your vote. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, and the only show that is doing Central Clearinghouse of Information for Corona. That means really, we're set up for this because we're a consumer show. So if you run a business, call us. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you're not doing. Tell us any special deals you have. Tell us anything you want about your business. And Mark is with us, and he's doing a remote tomorrow. I'll be doing a remote. We're switching. We're trying to figure this out, and just in case we have to. And Mark's present and accounted for. And
hey, what happened? What happened to that snake oil salesman last Thursday
right,
that called up?
Just hold on. I want to talk about
that.
I do. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Yes, it's 25% off. Use Martino in the promo code. It's Panacea Life Sciences, RealCBDThatWorks.com. Now, there's an expression called newsjacking where you link what you're doing to what's happening in the news. By the way, I don't mind it. In fact, I don't mind it at all. And I'll tell you why, Mark, because in some cases, it benefits people. In other cases, they get ripped off. There are a lot of hijackings going on. And Mark talked about a guy that talked about
$599 Lysol is what he was talking about.
He was talking about a microbial surface protector. And he said, now, here's my issue with him. First of all, microbial protectors do exist. They do. They do. You spray and it protects the surface for a period of time. This guy said this coating will last forever. I mean, I won't even believe it lasts a year. And he goes to car dealers and sells it as an aftermarket product. They spray the cars and sanitize them, blah, blah, blah. Here's the deal, Mark. Obviously, that doesn't work. I don't think he was a snake oil salesman in that. Hold on. In that he's been selling, well, I don't think the product will work, period. I don't think it will. But I don't think he was doing it because of he had been doing this long before the virus. Yes, he latched on to the virus, and so are a lot of people. But is that wrong?
That's the definition of a snake oil salesman.
Mark,
he's taking a product not made. He's trying to get everybody thinking that it does something it doesn't do.
That's right. That's right. If that's what it is, that's right. However, right now there are legitimate sales going on of things that do work. I'm going to say something, okay? And no one asked me to say this. Zero Res, by the way, never asked me to say this. They offer cleaning, carpet cleaning, okay? Is there anything special about it? Well, I love the way they do it with no soaps and stuff, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. Carpet cleaning in general, we have some good carpet cleaners. Is it wise? It absolutely is wise. Will it cure the virus? No. Will it extract, if they do antimicrobial and they have a sterilizing feature, will it help? Yes. Does it cure? No. But does it help? Yes, everything does. It's the same with cleaning your house does. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And indoor air quality is a giant topic right now. It won't prevent a virus, but it will kill a lot of germs and pathogens in the air. Duct cleaning does the same thing. Anything you can do to stay cleaner. Now, is that called snake oil or hijacking, Mark? I mean, I don't think it is.
But when someone comes on, Tom, and says, hey, you spray this on a doorknob, 10 years from now, it'll still be killing germs.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But, Mark, you found something. And what did you find, George? You found this. And, by the way, this is more realistic because it's like there are a few products. What is it? It protects for 6 hours?
Yeah, so it's called, I just found it over the weekend, and I bought the rest of their inventory. I got it.
It's a spray, right?
Just in time. It's a spray you spray on your hands, and it's like you spray it on like sunscreen, and it keeps germs from attaching to your hands for 6 hours, and then you respray.
What's it called?
Touch Germ Block. So it's...
I looked it up.
I think it's Touch Germ Block.
There are other products like it, but this is one of them. And
6 hours seems feasible. I mean, but,
well,
10
you know
years.
what? By the way, there's another one that's competing with Lysol. I saw the ad last night, and they say they can protect up to 5 hours. So this Germ Block, hand sanitizer, but can't you spray surfaces with it or not?
No. Well, I mean, I haven't. I'm just now getting it. I just got it over the weekend. They won't have inventory now for 3 months. 12 weeks.
So George bought like 400 bottles of it or something, or sprays.
700.
700. He's giving it away. He's giving it away with the furnace cleaning. I think that's a cool idea. There's nothing wrong with that. He's giving it away. He didn't hijack the service. His service is still that special. Is it $39, right? For the cleaning?
Right now we're doing both systems for $68.
Okay, both for $68, and that's for the air conditioning and the furnace. And are people hesitating to have people in their home?
No, we're busy.
And when
they're
you're
actually home, people are home taking advantage of
and
their
for
time home.
$68, you're going to give away one of these things, one of these cans.
George, what filter
starting
should
tomorrow
people,
when I get them.
What filter should people in the service now? Like one of those real thick HEPA ones, or should they get an electrostatic?
Okay. So
I would. By the way, I wouldn't use a really thick filter because it chokes down the system. I would
Especially in
use
Denver. You're right.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, but doesn't it kill the germs? Don't they have one that kills the germs?
It doesn't kill germs, and this is the big misunderstanding. Filters do not kill anything, and all they do is filter out. But viruses are too small to be filtered through a filter, no matter how thick it is. You use a light, wispy filter so you don't choke down your system. If you're interested in air quality, then you go to an Wouldn't you go to an electrostatic? What would you go to?
No, it's a UV light. So we sell.
Oh, that's right.
It's the same stuff they put in hospitals, right? We put them in our many of our clients put them in their systems anyway.
And that doesn't choke down your system. It's a UV light.
Yeah, it's just like the sun, right?
They're doing it for a different form of UV is being used for hot tubs and swimming pools.
Always has been, right?
Yes.
So these look. I mean, this is the hot topic right now. Germs, right?
Right.
These have been tested against all viruses. They're even coming out. I'm not going to sit here and claim anything about the coronavirus.
They haven't been tested against corona, but they have been tested against all other viruses. SARS. That's right.
Every other virus. SARS,
right.
And they killed. There's no virus that it hasn't killed. So, I mean, we can pretty much,
it's UV light.
It is. It's going to kill any germs,
it purifies
any viruses.
Water.
And so what happens when it's past? See, this is what people don't understand. And we talk about this with dirt being the #1 killer of furnace and air conditioners.
Yeah.
This is why. All of the air, as soon as you use your furnace, even when you're running your air conditioner, it all goes through your furnace. All of the air in your entire home, all the particles, germs, dust, debris, cycle through there within 2 minutes. So during that time, if you have this product, it will kill the virus and germs, or it'll either kill it or sterilize it. I mean, and then the second time it might kill it. But even if it just sterilizes it, it's harmless. So it will either leave it rendered sterile, or it will kill it at passing.
Now, here's what I like about the UV system. And by the way, I'm not saying this because of this virus. I'm saying this because of air quality. It doesn't choke down your system. Air simply passes through UV light.
To answer Mark's question, you should have an electronic. You're right. You're dead on. An electronic air cleaner. They're thin, right? They don't restrict the airflow. And they electronically attract more of the particles to it, so it doesn't allow it to go in.
But electric air filters are good for dust and debris elimination. It doesn't kill virus and bacteria.
You need the UV lights. Two different parts.
That's right.
Two different parts.
How about those ozone machines?
That's what the UV light is.
It is, yes.
That's what it is, Mark.
It puts a little bit of ozone in as well, and those are particles that actually. So I'm talking about killing it at your furnace.
Right.
So then that actually sends the ozone, we call them, just for simple terms, friendly cleaners out into your home.
Yeah, and it's not a dangerous level of ozone. But ozone's been known to work. They use it in hospitals for therapy baths, for swimming pools. It's well known that these ozone cleaners for swimming pools and hot tubs, you can't do better. It kills everything.
So it actually goes into your house, like they go out into your house, the ozone, right, and kills germs like on your countertops and your
right.
And we got a link. If anybody wants to call us, we can email them a link to watch a video on a simple video,
UV light and ozone cleaning, they're the same, but how it works is basically it creates the atmosphere of like a lightning storm, and air passes through it, because that's what lightning and thunderstorms do. They purify the air to an extent, and that's what ozone does, and that's what it does in your house. And it's an ozone cleaner. It's a whole house cleaner.
It's like having a sun in your house, right? The sun does this outside.
No, I know.
But the sun can't do it inside your house.
Exactly.
This does exactly what the sun does outside inside your house.
Hey, George, how long is the air exposed to the UV light? In other words, some viruses you have to expose for a certain period of time before the UV light kills them.
Yeah, it's less than 2 seconds.
That's right.
So it's less than 2 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
The air goes, but it continually circulates through it. It's not just the first time. Now you can look up UV light and sterilization anywhere. We're not just making this up. You can look it up anywhere. I mean, UV is a known cleaner of light and water, ultraviolet radiation. This is in a cleaner that goes on the furnace. Is that what it does, the return air or the source air? Where does it go? The UV cleaner.
It depends on the application. You can put it either, but it depends on the application. So we have to put it.
How often do you have to change the bulb?
2 years. It has a 2-year warranty. Yeah.
About 2 years.
About a 2-year warranty.
No moving parts.
Nope, nothing else. They don't have to do anything else.
I love it. I do. What does it cost?
It depends. We have 2 different products, but right now we're giving a 25% off discount, but it's about $1,300 to install it.
For the whole house.
Yeah, it protects the whole house. It goes right in your furnace.
And I had one.
Unless you have 2 systems and you need 2 of them.
I used it in a large house. I loved it. But anyway, for $68 you get.
The other thing that's
I
really
just want to
good
say
right
the tune-up. The tune-up is $68 for the air conditioner and the furnace, and that's where they clean the hell out of it. That does not include, of course, this whole house thing. But they clean your systems, adjust your systems, get them ready for the season, especially the air, and then they're going to throw in a can of this protection. Go ahead, Mark. What were you going to say?
Yeah, George, I got this steamer in my house. This thing gets my humidity up past 50%, and I hear that's really good as well. Plus, I like the humidity in the house. Do you guys sell a lot of those?
I took mine out.
Yes.
I know. You're crazy, though.
I know.
It's the best humidifier ever.
Yes, humidifiers are definitely another thing that help kill germs.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of reports that show that. Yeah.
I don't like the humid air. I mean, that's why I live in Colorado, Mark. I mean, why do you?
Oh, I love humidity.
What do you keep your humidity at in the house?
My house right now is easily 48 to 52%. It sits right about there.
All right. So Jason wants to talk about his 14-year-old. I got something for him that's great. Shannon wants to talk about Colorado Claw and Tail. We're going to talk about this restaurant. Any business can call us. Let us know what you're doing. Any business, not just restaurants, let us know what you're doing during this time, and any organization doing charity. 303-713-TALK.
Is your board coming up? So we're not getting any.
No, he's using a different board.
Oh, okay.
If you're trying to hire a new employee, they probably already have a job, which means you need to try reaching them in a different way. That's where iHeartMedia comes in. Every week, our radio stations reach 93% of the U.S., most likely when they're on their commute or already at work. So start connecting with the qualified candidates you've been looking for on AM/FM radio. Visit iHeartWorks.com. That's iHeartWorks.com. Season after season, quality's the reason people trust K&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding, and doors.
I've gotten emails, so have you guys, right? From every single business and provider you deal with, right? Saying, we take your health seriously, blah, 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 blah.
Not everyone.
Everyone I've dealt with so far that I can think of. Well, maybe ones I can't think of haven't, but.
Or more cost-effective, contemporary or classic doors, 30% off. Secure, energy-efficient windows, 30%
Unbelievable.
off. Durable, maintenance-free siding, 30%
Fucking
off.
stupid.
This month only at K&H, a tradition in home renovation since 1956. Make your own appointment at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. And don't forget, no interest.
I just can't believe.
160 cases in Colorado. One person died. 80-year-old woman.
Yeah.
That's, I mean.
Master Rooter, if you
Those
need
are
your
just the
sewer
facts.
line
Do I
replaced or just
have one in this spring? No.
maybe just the
It's crazy
nuisance,
how much-
these guys can do it all.
how
They're great
much
guys.
time do I have?
They give lots of discounts to lots of people too. But any
They're willing to
issue
wreck the economy.
The
as long as
UK
they-
is like, we're just going to let it run rampant and
Give them a
be
call.
into it. And build antibiotics too. That's the take they're taking.
3406
Like, we're not gonna, they're not quarantining, they're not shutting down.
They don't want, politically, it's just, that's what it is, it's all politics. They don't want to be saying, hey, look at you, could have saved
It's not about picking the best
40
investment
people.
because nobody knows how to do that. Since we don't know which horse is going to win the race,
What you're right, it's gonna, like I say, the thing in Denver, the restaurants,
we have to
I
recognize
mean,
that there's a
yeah, the mayor can
array
pretty easy
of
say that.
opportunities to
What about all those
enable
people who
achieve
go
your
bankrupt?
long-term goals.
8 weeks of
Stocks, bonds,
zero
government
revenue, and they're
securities,
paying
real estate.
rent, and they're paying, you know, interest on their equipment.
Well, there's supposed to be a systems program. The people's going to bankrupt the government. Right? Because they're already...
Because I thought that it took, you have to keep repeating it. It doesn't kill it the first time.
87% kills the
In
first
2
time.
seconds?
87% on the first pass through.
That's
On the product I install, yeah. I mean, that's their reports. So here, I can show you a paper on it.
all the stuff I'm reading.
Well, it depends on which product you're reading it on.
Talk about how you can help home buyers.
Our Ideal Home Purchase Plan that is an all-encompassing roadmap to buying your next home. For our 3-week closing guarantee where we underwrite and approve your loan up front. Our home buyer scouting report where you search for your next home so that when we find the house that works for you, you can close and close quickly without overpaying.
IdealHomeLoans.com 303-867-7000. Equal Opportunity Lender regulated by DORA NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
Napa know-how. Whether you're a master mechanic or struggle to locate your emergency brake, nothing gets under your skin quite like a warning light. And no amount of wishful thinking is going to turn that thing off. But don't pound on the dashboard just yet, because in addition to 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores, there are 17,000 Napa Auto Care centers. So you can tackle the task in your garage or leave it to the pros. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how. Rocky Mountain Retro Foam is the best retro insulation you're going to find. It's retro because it is designed to go into homes after they've been built. You know, so many homes, older homes, even homes of the 90s and 2000s don't have the right insulation. They have expensive bills. They feel drafty. You put in this injection foam, and it fills every nook and cranny. But here's why I say it's the best retro insulation. Because it goes in from outside the house without disturbing your living space, fills all the wall cavities, makes it more soundproof, up to 80% quieter, and more energy efficient. People are reporting up to 50% savings on energy bills. Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Oh no, it's not a spray. It's not an epoxy. It doesn't get hard. It is environmentally friendly and goes and fills all the nooks and crannies. You will love this insulation, and when you see this movie, you will be sold on it. Look at this video. FoamYourWalls.com. FoamYourWalls.com.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
On this St. Patrick's Day, we'll start the morning off with drizzle, then afternoon, partial sunshine, the high 58. Tomorrow, 64, and then snow for Thursday. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31, my weather.
Need funds to help pay for what's important
what's your
to
email?
you? College, a wedding, a new kitchen.
Ken
Westera
Manfrey
Credit
at
Union will help make it
AOL.com.
happen. With a
Ken
home
what?
equity line of credit.
Manfrey.
Stop by any Westera branch today. Equal Opportunity Lender. NMLS 421606.
Denver's talk station. Available everywhere.
At AOL.com?
Yeah.
Now number 1 for podcasting.
Thank you.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Okay, this is a detail sheet on this.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Door, still in business, still doing everything. They're doing a complete garage door inspection for just $80 from top to bottom with lubrication, adjustment of hinge bolts, safety settings. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. If you have an emergency, have a broken spring, they can get right out there. They can do new openers and new doors. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All right, so call us if you have any specials, any screaming deals. If you want to chime in and help us out here, you're doing charity for people. We want to be a clearinghouse for information. Also, on Facebook, referral list in Facebook, Real Tom Martino, some just common sense tips on preventing yourself from being infected or things that can help prevent it. And anything you want to call about, call us. Shannon, is this about a restaurant you're talking about, Shannon?
A catering business.
A catering business. And what are you doing for us?
We have crawfish boils, seafood boils. So nobody's really throwing parties probably in the next month. So we've decided that we're going to lower our amount of required crawfish that you have to order. So we'll do a minimum of 10 pounds order, and we will deliver a crawfish boil to you.
Okay, so if people want to do crawfish, you will do a minimum of 10 pounds delivered. Now, when you deliver it, is it already cooked?
Oh, it's cooked. It's ready to go. So it's crawfish boil. So it'll be cooked crawfish, corn, potatoes, sausage, all the fixings, pure Louisiana Cajun crawfish boil. right?
Can you
to your front
explain
door.
exactly what a crawfish is?
A crawfish, they call them freshwater lobsters or mountain lobsters or mud bugs or crawdads. They are crustaceans that are found kind of in streams or brooks. And they also thrive in swamps and ditches and like rice paddies in Louisiana. And they're kind of like
Yummy.
Louisiana delicacies. They're tasty. They are good.
How
The
much?
poor man's lobster.
How much is a 10-pound crawfish dinner complete with the fixins and cooked? How much is it?
So we're doing a deal of $13 a pound. So 13 times 10 comes out to $130.
And that comes with the side dishes too, though, right?
Oh yeah, this should feed plenty of people. 10 pounds would feed a good amount of people.
That's pretty
it comes
cool.
with sausage and corn and potatoes, and then we just have a $35 delivery fee anywhere kind of in the Denver metro.
So $130 for 10 pounds plus delivery.
Plus delivery, yes.
So it'd
And
be
we just need 24
Go ahead.
Sorry, we just need 24 hours advance notice because we fly it in fresh. So, and
Wow.
we'll come bring it to you. So
Now-
if you want crawfish tomorrow night, call me now.
It's called Colorado Claw and Tail.
Do you suck out the heads?
Suck out the heads, my God.
That's how real Cajuns
that's
eat
where all the
crawfish.
That's right. That's where all the good taste is. You got to suck the head. Hence the tail, suck the head.
Nice.
So is it delivered with the head?
Yes, it will be delivered with the head.
Okay. Now, normally,
Eyes and all.
who does this?
Louisiana people.
So you stay busy catering?
Oh, we do. We do it for big oil companies. We do it for private parties, real estate agents, weddings,
Well,
4th of July parties. All the time.
I wish the best to you. Really, I do. So 10 pounds crawfish
Hey, now
oil
when,
delivered
now
with
when-
fixins.
Now when Dolce gets married, you know who's catering.
We're going to have a crawfish dinner. Well, that would be something. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. Here's what I want to say. I truly believe this could have been tackled a different way by simply targeting those who are at risk. And I wanted to talk about that. I mean, let's just say you said, okay, everyone 65 or older, you're restricted for restaurants and gatherings and movies and home. I mean, say home or limit your interaction. But really, I don't understand why everyone is restricted if we're really only concerned about an at-risk putting if it's pressure on the medical system we're talking about. The only people that put pressure, other than a select few that might have some compromised immune systems, other than a select few, it's mostly people 65 and older. So what if you said if you have compromised health, certain conditions, and and name them, and you're 65 or older, you're restricted. But to keep entire restaurants and gatherings and gyms and all of that closed for everyone seems ridiculous to me. I would like to know what people think. I mean, I want to know at what point what can the government do? I mean, do they have a limit to their power in restricting our movement? Now, I'm not calling for a revolt or anything. And yeah, I take this seriously, but you have to put it in perspective. You really do. 303-713-TALK. And the thing about investing, really, investing is supposed to be a financial transaction based on growth and income and performance, and it has nothing to do with that. Nothing. I mean, if you look at the stocks going up and down, nothing has happened to those businesses from the start of this to the finish, except for perception. Now, obviously, the airlines were hit because they stopped, travel and all of that. So, no.
Cruise ships.
Yeah. There are definite. I'm not talking about the ones that were obviously affected. But when all stocks go up and down based on fear or based on perception, take any given day and look at the stock indicator. Fundamentals do not change as often as the stock market. So what's changing? Nothing. It's just people buying and selling. Not even based on actuality, simply hunches or feelings. And the whole thing can live or die by that. We are our own worst enemy by overreacting. And that goes for hoarding. The reason why we have shortages is not because we're not set up for a good supply chain. We have the best supply chain in the entire world. It's because people just got it in their minds they have to have more than their neighbor, or they have to have more. And it's, let's put it this way. If we had a real problem, and I mean a real problem, we are going to be our own worst enemy. We're going to cave in.
For sure. So people,
I have more fear of other people.
Yeah, they have this assumption that we're going to be shut down, no stores open, won't be able to go nowhere, told to lock your house with, you're confined to your house with no ability to go out and get any resource. That hasn't happened anywhere in the world.
No, it never. Not here.
That's not going to happen.
We can make things. That's the problem. We make things happen. And I can't believe there are people in full hazmat suits shopping in Costco. I mean, full hazmat suits.
Right.
How ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I mean, so people, the total death rate in the entire world under 60 years old is 2% of the people that have it. Of the people that have it.
Well, actually, there's probably less than that because we don't know all of the reported cases, meaning there's probably more people.
I'm talking about of the confirmed cases.
Right.
Of the confirmed cases.
Jenny.
Yes.
What's your comment?
Well, I'm just curious. I am a licensed esthetician in Colorado Springs, and it's really interesting to see how this is all playing out because I've looked on Dora, and so far there's nothing that has told us that we have to close up shop. We work one-on-one with people, as do a lot of hairstylists.
Right.
And people in our industry. So,
your business, by the way, is not one of them affected.
No, because as far as I'm concerned, they're now saying no businesses can be open that's more than 10 people or...
No. There are certain businesses ordered closed. The other ones, it's a recommendation of not to gather 10 or more.
Well, what about the 6 feet rule?
There's no, that's a recommendation as well. There's no rule.
That's a recommendation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I just find it interesting because there's a lot of solo estheticians and hairstylists and cosmetologists that, to shut down for what they're getting a month, would be just absolutely devastating.
No, it would be. And, because when people don't cut their hair, let's say, it's not like they're going to get it cut twice as much when we do have it. It's not something that can be caught up, is what I'm saying. Now, this 14-year-old with a laptop, the parent wants to know how to have some controls. We're going to tell him that coming up.
This
SaferNet.
I am so fucking disappointed with our people. Fucking hazmat suits. I swear to God, from head to toe, hands, everything.
Look how fast the government could get control of this. Look how fast. Look. Just like that.
I guess it could be crazy. That guy was a very bad immune system, so he wanted to do it. I mean, that person in that suit and stuff, I don't know. But you're right.
You can see it online. It was posted.
Oh, there's lots of people doing that are perfectly healthy people around the world. Are you kidding me? A lot.
This report is sponsored by that just makes it tougher by going through it.
County get found fast.
Awaiting a new kitchen.
10 away.
You can help make.
It's more of a cultural thing. Like, you don't.
Look, if business hasn't stopped, you want to get an analysis of your website and how it looks online and what it looks like to search engines? GetFoundFast.com is an SEO company. I even hesitate to call them that. You want to know why? Because there are too many liars, cheats, and ripoffs in that business. They say what they're doing, they charge you a couple grand a month or more, and they do nothing. You will get results with GetFoundFast.com. Free analysis, and they'll prove it. GetFoundFast.com.
Tecovas does some things the way they always do. We make traditional Western boots. As for everything else, we went our own way. Handmade with the highest quality leathers. Sold only direct to you for a fair price.
do ask when you get a chance what we're doing to be cautious, though.
Okay.
And then I'll do a screaming deal like no one called yet.
And since they work together, it makes sense. Plus, you won't find a better price for the extensive work and deep cleaning anywhere. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com.
So you had erectile dysfunction and you ordered some pills.
Yeah, so what?
Sort of solved the problem. I mean, it's not like
I guess we got to do one of these every 20 years.
What?
Big thing. Well, last one was Y2K. Big.
Hey, remember you talking about toilet paper coming from China?
No.
That's-
Mark looked at there.
It's
Japan.
wrong.
It's actually Japan
No,
makes
it's
a lot.
from-
No, most of the U.S., but Japan makes an awful lot of toilet paper.
Most of it, I'm just reading here, comes from Canada and the United States.
Right. That's but what I'm saying, no. We looked up who makes most. I think Japan makes a lot because China.
Not according to what I'm reading.
Mark looked at
Kimberly Clark is in the U.S.
So if it's not like it was in the 20s, maybe it could be. Call for an appointment and find
All the ones are U.S. manufacturers.
That's 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
So they did close the casinos. I knew that was going to happen.
Oh, there, I think it's only for a couple weeks. Though.
Shit, what am I going to do for income now?
Anywhere that has large gatherings.
I counted on that for my discretionary income. Hey Tom, if you get a chance, don't forget to ask Debbie to call back.
Why would anybody say anything for 8 weeks though? 8 weeks? You don't know.
It's crazy.
It's their look at her mirror.
They should do it.
More loving mirror.
You know what? They should do it for 2 weeks and then reassess.
Yes.
That would be a smart thing to do.
Of course, absolutely.
I think you sent me the same thing twice. George. Yeah.
It said what?
You sent me the same thing twice.
And then they could be like, and in 2 weeks they'll have a lot more test kits available, so they can actually do wide tests.
So is Lifetime? We're closed. Are they going to give us refunds for our months we don't use it?
No, they're going to extend 2 weeks to the end of your
It's just
membership.
better than nothing. There was one lady had called in or sent an email. I told her to call in that she her daycare was closing, but they still had to pay.
What?
Mile High coming up 10 away.
But they still had to pay.
Call Advanced Money and I'll show you how to fix it and save money. Advanced Money.
There'll probably be a lot of lawsuits on that.
441. Advanced
Oh, there's going to be.
Trip cancellation, big on that.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Blake Harris is going to do, guess what? FaceTiming if you want. He can do phone interviews if you want. He'll do whatever you want, including nights and weekends, and he'll come and visit you. But you may want a FaceTime or, Skype, whatever it is that meets your needs, Denver, in Denver or beyond, because he has offices in Colorado Springs and in Boulder. Mile High Estate Planning and Blake Harris will help you. If you need a will, you need an estate plan. Right now, a lot of people are concerned about their estates. Honest to goodness, I was starting to think about, you know what, listen, no one's infallible. No one's immoral. Maybe I ought to start doing some of this stuff because I've done some of it, but I haven't finished it. We're all like that, aren't we? At least take the first step and call MileHighEstatePlanning.com, Blake Harris, or go on MileHighEstatePlanning.com, 720-924-6171.
Is the IRS garnishing your wages? Get your peace of mind back. Go to AdvancedTaxSolutions.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Hey, Mark, I wanted to ask you if you're like me. I got the trusts and all that, but I haven't funded them. Have you funded yours yet?
No, and it sucks, man, because I should have done it a year and a half ago.
Why is that, though, Mark? Why is it that we,
because it's a pain in the ass. That's why.
And I wanted to ask Blake Harris something about it, too, about funding a trust, if you can get him on the air, because it's something I think everyone would be interested in. Hey, listen, Jason, if you've heard my show, you may have heard me talk about SaferNet, but what is your situation with your 14-year-old son?
Tom, it's just one of those things where you give a piece of technology to a 14-year-old boy. He inevitably finds a way to get his hands dirty visiting sites that he's not supposed to be on.
Yep,
so,
they all do.
So it's more just a trust issue. I want to trust them, but it's a trust but verify.
Here's the thing. That's what I like about SaferNet. I want to make this clear. SaferNet is cloaked and encrypted for everyone outside your circle, but you get to see your circle. So SaferNet is a giant filter that basically filters all of your traffic to and from the internet. No one can steal or hijack your IP. No one can find out where you are, who you are, how you are. No one can put malware on it, viruses, or ransomware that will do any harm to you whatsoever. I don't care what people say. I'm not even going to disclaim it. Once you have SaferNet, you're safe. Now, here's the deal. It's only $3.99 per unit, whether it's a cell phone, a laptop, or a desktop. And you go and if you're a big business or even a medium business, you pay less as you get more devices. But the most important thing about it, the most important thing, is that you, as the administrator, can personally limit anyone you want for any amount of time you want on your network if you're in charge. You can limit where he goes, what content he sees, how long he's online, and then you can verify by looking at everything he's visited. So people within your own network or business, under your control, you have full control.
Let me jump in there.
What's that? Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Let me jump in. On top of that, the app blocking. So you might not want your kid to download certain apps. They won't be able to. The GPS tracking is incredible. If he's a teenager and let's say he's driving and he's not supposed to leave high school for lunch or something, you can tell anywhere that device goes and get real-time notifications.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Does it go on each device, or is it on your router?
The app is put on a device. Now the way and you activate it. Now here's the good part about that. You put it on there, or they can put it on there, but for them to remove it or to pause protection or to drop out, they have to have your password. So once you put it on a device, it's on there.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you can put it on there secretly if you want, but you don't have to. I mean, you can. I mean, you can take his laptop and put it on there and it's on, or you can do it openly. I mean, if people own a business and have several computers, it's not unusual to have protection software on those machines. But I'll bet you most businesses, even the ones we challenge them. I had a guy here one time, and he wasn't paying so much attention, and I said to him, look, let's just, for the heck of it, check out your network. And we were able to bomb that so easily because they think they're protected, and they're not, because they have normal firewalls. We're not talking about a normal firewall. We're talking about real protection. And you'd be shocked at how many – I had a call from somebody who says, I don't know why I didn't listen to you. They were hijacked. They had to pay $15,000 to get their files unencrypted because they got that ransomware. It happens. If you haven't been stung right now, it's maybe because you're lucky.
And if you own a company, Tom, like a home services company like George, now you protect all those devices where you get paid on, and on top of that, you know where every employee is at any time
for $3.99. Or no, actually, it's cheaper when you have a big business. But anyway, here's the deal. The number one reason to have it, the number one reason is simply to keep off malware, viruses, and ransomware. The number two reason is to control all traffic and to keep it work-related and have one control center. Let's go and talk to Jim now. Jim, what's happening with you, Jim? You want to comment on the virus?
Yeah, I do. First off, help me, Tom. Help me. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. The world's coming to an end. Oh, hey, no.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Hey, I've been I'm not normally a channel surfer, but I've been a channel surfer here for I don't know, last week or so.
Yeah.
And even with iHeartRadio and the people sitting across from you there, across the hallway on the other station, you're the only person I've heard so far on the radio that hasn't gone insane.
Because I'm looking at what's really happening. I mean, and the numbers. George just brought out the numbers about who's dying and who's not. If you look at the at-risk population, even with them, it's only a 2% fatality rate.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, Tom, they're aware of it too. But yet, the way they present it, it's like if they don't, it's like these other talk show people are like, it's like if they're not a part of this fear-mongering going on.
No, they feel like they're irresponsible. I am not saying we have no problem whatsoever. I'm saying to put it in perspective. Jim, do you remember Y2K?
Oh, no, absolutely. I talked with my friends. I'm in my 60s, just like you, Tom. And, the other day, my wife and I, we live out in the country. We came to town the other day to go to Costco. And, it was really kind of funny. We were walking around there on Sunday, and it's like I was looking around and observing everybody. And I told my wife, I says, you know what? 70% of the people are better in here are all over the age of 50 years of age. I'm like, what is wrong with the younger people? Are they scared to death of getting out and doing stuff? I'm like, I don't really
Well, Jim,
get it.
during Y2K, I was the only one in the media that said absolutely nothing will happen. Now, others were saying, we may not have major problem, but we will have some. I said absolutely nothing, and everyone was being ripped off. Here's what happened. Even people in IT who didn't know exactly what would happen started believing their own hype on what could happen. And everyone started preparing for nothing. They didn't know what to prepare for. I mean, it was logical. If you looked at computer programming, it was logical that there wasn't going to be a lot of shutdowns. There were minor glitches when it came to flipping to 2000 or to 00, as opposed to it's just not even worth going into. In other words, if something believed it was going to 1900 instead of 2000. But even in those cases, it would make the flip. People, honest to God, spent millions and millions and millions of dollars. And we had people on talk shows saying what was going to happen. And I called in and said, nothing's going to happen. You're lying and you're cheating people. They were selling kits and they were selling things and people were getting cash and people were hoarding. Do you remember? And then I remember New Year's Eve. They had everybody out on live shots. And I said, nothing is going to happen, and nothing happened.
Tom,
nothing.
I remember I was in Auckland, which was the first big city that went from 1999 to 2000, and nothing happened. And once it happened in Auckland, everybody had this huge collective sigh of relief.
No one, I mean, I don't even know what they thought was going to happen.
They thought the grid, the electrical grid was going to go down.
But what's really weird is it had nothing to do with it because the computer was simply cycling. It wasn't even reading the numbers so much as it was cycling in those cases. And in the cases where they did read numbers, it simply messed up calculations instead of when it came to interest rates and things. When it came to 1999 to 2000, it looked like it went from 1999 when they used just a 2-digit field, went to 1900, back to 1900. That was the only thing that ever happened. But here's the problem. Once people start believing, then they start looking for evidence to support that belief. Again, I don't want to get into this about global warming, but I will say this. There is global warming. The impact we have is debatable. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not because that's a political discussion. You know, the statistics people quote with the world and how the world's changing and how water's changing and how ice mass is changing and all of this. That's a discussion for scientists to have, but the impact of that is a whole different story. But here's what I'm getting at. The point I'm making is that there are people who believe what's happening based on other people who believe what's happening, based on other people who believe what's happening, based on other people who believe what's happening. And it's a cascade of belief. And they start building on false premises. Both sides, by the way. Both sides. The ones who dispel it completely and the ones who believe the world is going to end in 50 years. It's just one of those things where we start cascading, or we start, not just cascading, but we start building foundation upon someone else's foundation instead of verifying things for ourselves. And the same thing happens with nutrition. The same thing happens with healthcare. It happens. Now, right now, your media people are all buying into this. No, we don't have a catastrophic event. I don't care what anyone says. We do not. Even if everyone got sick, the death rate would be minimal. And even if they, what I'm saying is, though, for the ones that can't get health care, they're afraid there's going to be a rush on health care. And we're not going to be able to control the rush. Even if that happened, it still would not be as catastrophic as the consequences of what's happening now. What we are creating has far more consequences and way more negative consequences than the other way around. But we have decided to accept these massive consequences in lieu of the minor consequences by comparison the other way. Why? Because, again, this theory of the few is more important than the many in every single case. Our new thinking is, no matter who thinks it, if they think it, it must be right. If they believe they're a caterpillar, they're a caterpillar. It doesn't matter what their DNA says. There will be, I'm going to tell you this, in the future, I swear to God when I tell you, there will be no such thing as mental illness. There won't be. There will be different people with different beliefs that we all must accept. All right, we wait.
No.
Mental illness is going to be chopped down.
This report is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. No major problems on the highway drive in the metro area.
On YouTube, they were saying that, and I looked it up, 50% of the people in ICU in France are below 60 years old.
Below?
Yeah.
How many?
50% of the ICU patients
Why?
in France are below 60 years old.
That's weird. How many, though, in actual numbers? That can't be that big of a number.
But they all smoke in France.
But there's got...
No, actually not. 27% of the people smoke in France.
Well, that's a
There's got to be a reason. That just doesn't sound right to me.
South Korea has a bigger number.
I don't know if I believe the number. I want to know where you're getting it. That doesn't sound right to me. It just defies everything we've heard.
Use your power to cure and pedal with a purpose.
Zero res.
The UK is.
Grab some friends
We're going to let it run its
for
course.
this
We're not.
high-energy
We're not
indoor
quarantining.
cycling
We're not.
event benefiting the Crohn's and Colitis
We're going to build
Foundation.
antibodies to it.
Visit spin4.org to learn more.
The biggest air filter in your home is your carpeting. Carpeting gets everything eventually. Now, get it cleaned by Zero Res. Yeah, they're offering a great deal. 3 rooms for just $119. Look, they're not going to try to strike fear in you. They're not going to make unreal claims. But they want you to know, like I want you to know, that no matter what, a clean house is better than not, and clean carpeting for sure. Everything that we walk on, it's better to be clean. Zero Res is operating at full capacity. They are taking measures to make sure all of their techs are clean and will not spread viruses. They are following CDC guidelines, and of course only 1 or 2 come to your house anyway. Zero Res is taking the precautions to prevent the spread, plus cleaning your carpets for a healthy environment. No price gouging. In fact, 3 rooms, $119 is one of their lowest prices. They have zero residue, zero soaps, no harsh chemicals, just empowered water with a patented process and a 30-day guarantee that you got to love it. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150, 303-471-5150. I don't even know. I went way off on that.
So it came from the hill.
These 2 breaks are going to overlap somehow.
You see it, Doc?
What?
Wait a minute. I didn't even tell. Oh, my God. I went crazy. Never. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I was acting like you weren't here.
300. They have 300 coronavirus ICU patients.
See, there's 6,600 total cases, 148 deaths. Right now they have, yeah.
would guess I would have guessed that Swiss country has the highest percentage of smokers. That Google's amazing, huh?
What?
Greece. Almost 43%. Serbia, Russia, Jordan, Indonesia. I knew Indonesia's big.
Making this tax season miserable? Do you keep filing extensions? Have you been slapped with an audit?
And maybe this will help stop
And I say it's time to take care of those tax problems once and for all. When it comes to dealing with the IRS, I contact my good friends.
I'm not even on Facebook. How am I getting a message? Oh, this is Ross. I better log him out.
This is interesting.
Or you can go hack his Facebook.
Total cases per 1 million population. France has 100. Wait, let me finish. USA has 17.
But that's also the testing. It's got to be the testing. But I mean, you really should say is deaths from that. It would really be a...
Deaths from what?
How many million? But you know, you can't say how many cases per million just because the testing rates are so different. You know, there might be a lot more here. So they can actually test. What do they say? South Korea tests like
trying to find a needle in a haystack.
3,600 per million.
You can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right.
Hey, let's all get on our yachts and go to Monaco. They have no cases.
Do some extra jobs. So daily,
did they shut us down?
Have to do.
Yeah, let's all go there.
What?
Everybody should go there. Don't know how to do
Yeah.
this.
Togo has 1 case.
Can I play
Again,
for
though,
Laura?
Denver metro area only has 45 cases. Just for the confirmed.
How many tests?
I don't know. They have 45 confirmed cases. You think anybody who has symptoms is tested by now?
Post a job in ZipRecruiter, get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter. The smartest.
What's scary is the graph
Try ZipRecruiter for free.
of the exponential rise.
Well, that's different in countries like South Korea didn't happen.
So I talked to Shannon. He's going to email you your
losing those last few pounds.
your
What did they do to
commercials,
nip it
your
in?
lives.
Angie
had an
new
idea.
approach that
We
you
thought
can
maybe
use
on line
to help you make
13 or down at the bottom, like jump from 8 and have a bar open there to where she can type in what, or they can type in what your commercial is going to be. So it'll kind of be a backup.
Let me do that.
And we need to add Angie.
Let me just do a field right now.
And do it
And
below
unprotected.
below 8, yeah, so it doesn't have a number. Also, I'm going to message you Angie's email, her Gmail address, which is different than hers here, so you can also include her in it, because she's going to need this screen too. You'll need to be on IM because I'm not going to see you, so I can message you because I can't whisper in your ear.
Well, I would like to use.
Or text.
I would like to use my phone for a tone.
Okay.
I'd like to keep an open line with my cell phone for texting. Not for texting, for toning and for talking. Just on speaker, okay?
No
Just like I'm talking. As far as
90 years old.
messaging, we
In the
can
whole
either
world.
use Google. Yeah, we can use
And
Google.
all of these stats are way better in the U.S. than anywhere else. But nowhere in the world. Not even Iran.
What's that?
There's nobody's died in the
Wait a minute. Can you do talk back to Mark behind the scenes? So you'll be able to whisper in my ear.
That's right.
Even when I'm on the air, you can say take a break.
0.2%.
Okay, so tell Daphne that. I didn't realize that because I'm on the same system as Mark when I go home. Listen, I want an open line where we can have toning.
So I have all those stats too.
There's got to be a line we can use. See if you can put notes in that note field there, Daphne, for Angie.
Hit the water, find the perfect spot, and set the hook.
And the reason South Korea got on is they have such a massive influx all over
With top brands like Johnny Morris Rod and Reels, XPS, and Nitro, along with
I can't hear you.
and seminars. Your adventure.
It's okay. I got to unlock it. Thanks.
Shop in store or online.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
ABC News, I'm Trevor Alt. Americans could see a relief check as soon as the next few weeks to help with the economic
testing like 20 or
coronavirus
22,000
outbreak.
a day.
According to Treasury Secretary
South Korea has 4,000 tests per million people. The USA has 26 per million people.
Bars or restaurants. Americans need cash now, and the president
cash now.
It's not a done deal yet, but the Trump
South Korea has
administration is working
performed
with Congress to decide
200,000.
how much
USA has
money should
performed
win.
8,000.
Tax day is also
Oh, we
getting
gotta have
a
more than
break.
8,000
That's
tests, really?
Taxes
As of March, this as of
60
March
days to
9th.
file them without
So
penalty.
probably in the
If they
past
file an
week,
extension with the IRS,
it's gone up
people
considerably.
due for a
Yeah,
refund
I would
will
so.
not be impacted. It's primary day in Illinois, Arizona, and Florida. Voters may see some changes at polling stations because of coronavirus concerns and restrictions on gatherings. Ohio called off their primary race for today. Maryland announcing it's also pushing its primary day, originally at the end of April, to June. This is ABC News. In Israel, the coronavirus impacting swearing-in ceremonies of the country's new parliament.
Lawmakers took their oath in groups of just 3 in a near-empty hall without family, the public,
Okay,
or the press.
let me just do a test. The only place you can, I made it that you can type is caller from an issue, and I can take out from if you want. I just kept it there in case somebody was from some, anyway, the notes, I have to free up the notes area, but the other places you can't type, right?
For a limited time. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Some major changes taking place at grocery stores across the country in an effort to contain the spread of the coronavirus. Some supermarkets are limiting the number of customers who can enter. There's also a new push for stores to create elderly hours. Many large grocery chains are offering customers online pickup and delivery services to help limit the amount of shoppers in stores. On Wall Street, markets are trading in positive territory one day after the worst day of losses in more than 3 decades. Trevor Ault, ABC News.
Hey, Greg, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother's heart attack.
Thanks. He's okay now, but it really got me thinking about my family. You know, could my wife still pay our mortgage if I had a heart problem? Or could my kids still go to college?
Now, that is really scary. Now, you should call my life insurance agent at Health IQ. When I got life insurance for my family last year, they saved me 41% versus any other company I looked at.
41%? That's huge.
Yep. Health IQ starts by shopping everyone with the top 30 life insurance carriers to make sure they can get the lowest retail rate. Then they apply their exclusive healthy lifestyle savings, which can save you up to 41%. I literally got $1 million in coverage for my family for just $36 a month.
Just $36 a month?
Yep. You should check it out at healthiq.com/easy.
To save that much money, I'm going to check them out right now. What's that link again? healthiq.com/easy.
So South Korea did, they closed schools and
healthiq.com/easy.
K-How News Time, 12:03.
As far as testing for coronavirus, it seems the focus is switching to the mountain communities, which have been hit harder by the illness.
There will be no drive-up testing at the Denver Coliseum today, according to the Colorado Department of Health and Environment. The only drive-up testing today is in Telluride, and the only people to be tested were identified beforehand. Now, there is other drive-up testing planned for the high country this week, but that all depends on weather.
That's Chuck Clark reporting. Governor Polis has restricted all operations for bars, restaurants, and movie theaters in Colorado. The hope is to slow the spread.
We're taking aggressive action, we hope ahead of where Italy did at a similar stage, by closing restaurants, theaters, bars. We're preventing a lot of those places that people congregate, 50, 100, 200, where the disease is rapidly spread.
Restaurants can still offer takeout and other options. The annual Boulder race also being postponed due to coronavirus and was set for late May. Now organizers are looking to September. I'm Chad Hoffman.
So like McDonald's and stuff, it must just do the drive-thru.
Yeah, it is.
All of it.
Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. No, you could go in and take it out.
Gets underway on this Tuesday. It's a wide open drive across the
You just
highway
can't go
in the metro
sit,
area at
so.
this time.
True.
I-25 easily up to speed from Thornton and North Glen through downtown, traveling into
So
the
you're saying you can go in there and order in line?
I walked into Starbucks to get this down the street.
Just one wreck off highway.
You could smell how clean it is. Nobody's in there. Like there's no waits, nobody around. Probably the cleanest, safest time you could ever go get something if you wanted to. In most places.
But you can't sit there.
No.
Tomorrow, sunny.
You go try to sit down. Get out of here.
There's a table. There's a table.
Right now it's mostly
They
cloudy.
took the tables out?
No.
And then there's like a couple against the wall. They have like a
Napa Auto Parts.
like a
What is it,
like
a McDonald's?
like a caution rope thing.
That's why you
At McDonald's?
No, that was a Starbucks.
Oh.
But anywhere, I mean,
Have it done for you at a
anywhere
Napa
I've seen
Auto
today.
Care Center.
And last night.
Either way,
I think we need to elect Tom governor because that's such a smart thing to do. Just segregate the at-risk people.
They're the, I mean, they're the ones. If anybody's at risk, it's them.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I guess the thing is
Keep
What
your
happened in
grandkids
Italy-
away from them.
Well, that's what happened, I think, in Italy, is the young ones went out
You guys gonna come to a funeral if I get,
But it's segregated. But don't let that happen. Don't let that happen, right?
hey, I'm at a super high risk. I mean, I'm 75.
Yeah.
At Tecovas, we make the finest and
I mean, it's,
Western boots from the highest quality materials.
they don't want to
Sold only
overload the,
for a fair price.
the healthcare system, the hospital beds, and the,
Picture. Walk into that
I get
next
that.
meeting
I just think they're acting way too extreme in some cases.
I agree. And they ought to do it for
saying
two,
we're going to close restaurants
they ought to do
for
it for
8
2
weeks.
weeks and then reassess. Reassess.
So I said a week ago, I wish they would just shut down the entire country for 2 weeks right now.
Right.
Because, like San Francisco, they're shut down for 3 weeks. If in 3 weeks they do end up shutting down the whole country for 2 weeks, San Francisco was just shut down for 5 weeks. It's like,
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
And historically, those are diseases that if you get it, you're...
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems and answer questions and take complaints. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. CBD is an immune booster, and it helps with anxiety. It helps with inflammation and pain. RealCBDThatWorks.com. 25% off right now if you use Martino on the promo code. 25% off. We're talking about really a wide array of things, but trying to be a central depository for information on business. If you are in business and you're offering anything special during this time, let us know. Or even if you just want to send out the message that you're in business as usual. Or you want to talk about a screaming deal. Perhaps you're with a group and you're offering a charity. Just let us know. 303-713-TALK. I want to talk to Blake Harris now, attorney at law. He's with Mile High Estate Planning. A lot of people started the process. He tells me this is a big problem. They start a process and they don't finish it with their estate. A lot of people, for example, they'll do a trust and keep it empty. I have some very basic questions, Blake. If you have a trust, where is that trust? Where is it? What is it? Is it a piece of paper? Is it with the state? Where is it? Where is your trust? Is it a PDF document? What is it?
So a trust is nothing more than a document. People often wonder, is my trust filed with the state anywhere? And the answer is no. It's a private document. You don't have a it is a private document. You keep it in your notebook or
How can you prove you had that trust prior to death and you can't just do it on your deathbed?
You can as long as you have capacity, you can draw up a trust. You can sign a trust on your deathbed.
Okay, fine. So how do you know somebody didn't just make up a trust, that it was there before you died?
Then we would hire an expert to examine the signature and see whether or not that signature was actually the claimed.
But it doesn't have to be filed anywhere. If I say I have a trust, I have a trust.
The trust does not have to be filed. It does not have to be filed anywhere, and generally it does not. That's actually the reason we create trust, so that you can avoid getting entangled with the courts. A will eventually has to get filed with the probate court. A trust is a private document that can distribute your assets without any court, without any government involvement.
Okay, so if you die and you have a trust and everything goes through the trust, does anyone come to check? Does anyone come? Are there any police that say, "Where's your will? We haven't heard from your estate yet"?
No, there's no check on it. A beneficiary who's concerned can file a lawsuit against a potential trustee, and then through discovery get a copy of the trust. But there's nobody out there monitoring what trusts are being created and whether or not those trusts are properly being administered, unless you're a beneficiary or trustee. As a trustee, you have a duty to inform the beneficiaries that they are a beneficiary of the trust.
So that's a pretty informal process, then, isn't it?
Generally, yes. As long as no conflict arises, it stays out of the courts, and it's an informal process, certainly compared to the lengthy probate process.
And if you only let one person know about the trust, they could hold it from the estate if they wanted to.
Well, the estate and the trust are two separate entities, and the trust really should hold it from the estate. You shouldn't volunteer what's in the trust to what is happening in the estate.
But what I mean is, if someone dies, and I open a probate for them, my wife, and somebody says she had a trust. Maybe a wife is a bad example, but somebody dies, and I open a probate, or somebody opens a probate. The will says they're a personal representative, and there's a trust somewhere, and nothing is in the estate because the trust kept it all. How does the person holding that trust prove it?
So the beneficiary of the trust, your terminology is a little bit off, but the beneficiary of a trust can request information from a trustee, and if the trustee is not releasing that information, or they believe that individual is the trustee, then they can sue that individual and say, hand over a copy of the trust and an accounting for the trust. Okay.
But if no one, and I hate to get into this, but I want to make it clear, when you have a trust, I just need to know how anyone knows. I mean, if there was no one protesting and I claimed I had a trust from John Smith, leaving me everything, and no one contests it, then if this guy didn't have any relatives, and I could simply say I had a trust and he left everything in it to me, is there anybody that would ever check it?
Well, if it comes time to actually get an asset, you're going to have to show that you are the beneficial owner of that
through the trust.
Property.
Through the trust.
Exactly.
So what do you do to make sure things like this don't happen? To make sure that if I have a trust, it's known and it's executed.
So one is we bring our clients into our office and have them executed in our office. We give the clients an electronic copy of the documents. We give an electronic copy. And then I highly encourage them to contact their trustee, their successor trustee after they pass away, let them know about the existence of the trust, and then let the beneficiaries know that the trust was created with our law firm, give them contact information for our firm, but not necessarily giving them a copy of the trust.
So a trust is, if I have a trust, a document saying what happens to what I own in that trust, there is a trustee and a beneficiary. They can be two different people.
Yes, they generally are two different people. And
what,
for example,
what does the trustee do?
So the trustee has a duty to inform the beneficiary. If a trustee fails to inform the beneficiary, they breach their fiduciary duty, and the beneficiary will have a claim against that.
And who does someone name as a trustee? Who do they name as a trustee?
So there are several different options. First, you can name a family member as a trustee, and then once that happens, the family member will screw it up, and the children of that family member, the beneficiaries, will call my office to sue that trustee. A better option often is to hire a professional trustee. A professional trustee is going to charge a little bit more, but a professional trustee will make sure that the job is done correctly. And if the professional trustee does make a mistake, they will have liability insurance, so there's the safety net in there.
Can you, as an attorney, act as a professional trustee?
Yes, I can. A lot of attorneys will. Clients who have had a little bit of a relationship with, I will suggest this to them. Generally, the first time a client's in my office, I don't bring it up. I want them to get comfortable with myself and my law firm. But yes, I can serve as a trustee, and then you have a professional who knows how to handle trust. We're licensed. We're insured. It's probably a safer bet than having a family member serve as a trustee.
All right. So somebody that has here's another question that came up often. Somebody has a number of assets in their business, machines and equipment, and they want to put it in their trust. Do they lose all the depreciation and all of the benefits? Can their corporation still be using that if they put it in their trust? If they want it to be in the trust, can it also be in their corporation while the corporation is in business?
Yes. So in this case, what we would do is the assets are already owned by the trust. I'm sorry, the assets are already owned by the business, in which case you don't need to move around the assets. All you need to do is create a simple assignment, assigning your business into your trust. And then the trust, if it's a revocable living trust, which most estate planning trusts are, is a disregarded entity in the eyes of the IRS. You still get all the tax benefits.
Okay.
The revocable trust doesn't save you anything, nor does it cost you anything additional in taxes.
Okay, it's just there for when you die.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
that makes it clear. And so you literally then have to assign things to the trust.
Exactly. So the trust does not list out what assets are in it. Sometimes attorneys will do that, but what's in the trust kind of changes from time to time. Instead, individual assets are named to be owned by the trust. So your bank account, you would update and create the bank account in the name of the trust, or the beneficiary designation on the account in the name of the trust. Real estate, you would file a deed, and all these different assets would point to the trust.
But it would be a disregarded entity as far as taxes go.
As far as the IRS is concerned, they don't care to know about the trust.
So if you have rentals in a trust, you can still deduct them on your taxes and claim the income on your taxes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Blake, thank you very much. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. And you said you are doing some FaceTime appointments?
Yes. Yes. Our office is still open. If clients would like to come to our office, we are available. Meet with clients in our office. We're also available on weekends for home visits. Or if you want to just meet over FaceTime, we can do this all through video conferencing.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com. You have a comment, Will. What is your comment on the virus?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, long-time listener and a big fan of yours.
Thank you, man. What do you have to say about all this?
Well, I think that maybe we need to step back a bit and take this a bit more seriously. Than I understand that the fatality rate is mainly geared towards older population, but we have not had a lot of testing yet, and we really don't know how this disease progresses. I worked at CDC for 3 years as a virologist, and I can tell you, just based on my experience, we have a lot of asymptomatic carriers, probably in very young age groups. And what I'm saying is that all of us need to respect the fact that while we have community spread, we live in a community. And as members of that community, all of us need to take fact that we don't know about the virulence of this disease. We don't know how many people are going to die because we don't have good testing statistics to know what the case fatality rate is. So I think rather than just kind of pawpawing this, finally the federal government is taking steps to do things that the states have already done. And I think for the next 2 or 3 weeks, all of us need to simply sit back, distance ourselves, minimize our contact, and see if we can get this thing to slow down, because we don't even have a peak yet in Europe, and we're just starting here. So I think rather than a lot of us thinking that we're not seeing a lot of people dying or getting sick necessarily, that we need to step back, because until we know how this disease behaves,
are you what is your scientific background?
Well, my training is a veterinary medical. I was a veterinarian, and I've worked for the USDA for 25 years. I spent 3 years in CDC. But, basically, I'm a scientist.
All right, hold on. Hold on. I want to pick your brain. Is that okay?
You bet.
Hold on.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 6.
The U.S. military has helped with the pandemic before. How might it be able to help now? We'll ask former NATO Supreme Allied Commander Admiral James Stavridis Wednesday morning at 6:05.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. Let me tell you why Ideal Home Loans is ideal for you. First and foremost, they're direct mortgage lenders. That means that they loan their own money. Now, they may sell that loan, but the same terms and conditions hold. And as a result, they can dictate how they gather information and what they need from you and make the process go faster. Here's another very important thing with Ideal Home Loans: the interest rate guarantee. They will guarantee the interest rate, and if it goes down, they will finance you and refinance you free of charge. IdealHomeLoans.com also, of course, has credit optimization, which means even if you have good credit, enough to pass, they can tweak your credit to give you even better pricing. And they're usually always cheaper than the competition by at least an eighth or more. Check them out. It costs you nothing to check them out. 303-867-7000, IdealHomeLoans.com.
Sleeping better or losing those last few pounds? Think new.
H1N1,
New is a totally new approach that uses psychology and small goals to help you make lasting change. Backed by science, New shows you the why behind your decisions and habits and gives you the tools to change them for good.
60.8
so get
million
started
people
today
have it,
at
and 14,000 people died.
NOOM.com. Change your thinking, change your habits, change for good with New.
Close enough. I thought it was 14. I know for sure 60.8 million people got it.
12,270. Now there, it looks like about almost the same number of people 65 and older as 17 and younger died.
Why?
What is it? H1N1.
Where?
Swine flu. Here, in the U.S.
People under 17 are dying?
No, this is H1, the swine flu.
He's looking at the last pandemic.
2009. 60.8 million people got it. 12,000 some died. Back in 2009.
270,000 hospitalized.
Way more people. We didn't act like this. Like it wasn't. We didn't act like this at all. And that thing was going around, spreading fast. And that was killing young people too. And we didn't act like this.
I don't remember that.
We didn't act like this.
It was a big deal.
I mean, where was this then, right? Or, I mean, there's been all kinds of terrible diseases that have went around that we had no immunity to, but we didn't act like this.
Like I said, and this thing does spread quicker. That's one thing.
Actually, a lot people 65 and older, a lot of them had antibodies to the H1N1. That's why less of the older population died.
When I was in the Marines in '76, we got shots for swine flu. Now was it different?
But that's what.
Swine flu?
No, but that's why. So that's why there was something like that back in around that time. Is why a lot of that specific age group was had antibodies to it.
You know, the only state that has no reported cases? West Virginia.
Yeah, I just had somebody just said that.
So when you're looking for a business to satisfy your service,
What doesn't?
Is that
West Virginia has no reported cases so far.
Is that testing or lack of?
that you know you can trust.
When you're diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, a million questions flood your mind.
How can this be happening?
Am I going to be able to work? What's his subtype?
What do I do now?
We know. We went through it.
Your Tom Brady's leading the Patriots.
Well, to the Bucks. So
Is he leaving for sure?
That's what they said. It was either the Bucks or the Patriots is where he's going to go.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that announcement. Why is he leaving? But why?
Is he?
Because he wants to prove he can do it without Belichick.
He says he's leaving.
He's sick of hearing people say that.
But why would you even announce your leaving?
Without Belichick, you never know Tom Brady's name.
Without having a deal, why would you do it? Or do you think he still has a deal?
Well, because
he does have a deal. He could stay.
Because if he says he's leaving, then he's free to bargain with other.
Yeah, he's a free agent. He's choosing to
But
leave.
he doesn't have to announce it.
He already did today.
But he doesn't have to, is what I'm saying.
It's all about his ego. The whole thing's his ego. He's leaving because of his ego. He wants to go somewhere and try to prove he can do it without Belichick, which I think is funny because he's going to get rocked.
Who's going to get
a rude awakening?
Who's going to hire him at this age?
Oh, look at Montana. Montana left San Francisco, went to Kansas City.
For how long?
Killed. Well, he got cut though. He didn't make that choice himself.
You don't think there are a bunch of teams that can hire Tom Brady?
Would we want him?
No.
Hell no.
Why?
We got a
Drew
young
Lock is
quarterback.
going to be the stud, man. For one. For two, I couldn't go for him. I couldn't even go for him.
You don't want a guy.
Oh my gosh.
He's only going to be there a year.
We wouldn't even want him.
And to learn a whole new system?
No. We got it. We got our guy.
We hope he got
And you'd mess that up. You'd mess his head up. With some shit.
We hope he got it.
Who finished the
way he
season
played,
last year?
and I didn't.
Who finished the season last year? Locke? Don't we have another guy? Don't we have another guy that?
Yeah. What was his name? It wasn't Luck.
We didn't get
What
Flacco,
was
did we?
the kid's name?
We didn't get Flacco, did we?
Yeah.
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Drew
Yeah,
Lock
he
is
looked
gonna
pretty
be a stud,
good.
man.
L-O-C-K.
He's gonna be a stud.
Who's he?
He was our rookie last year.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Will said he worked at CDC as a virologist for 3 years. Will, what is the hope? If you isolate and stop the spread, what is the hope? Does it actually die out?
Well, I guess the first thing you got to do is you need to find out how this thing is being passed, how it's being transmitted, and what percent of the population is affected. If you have a large number of asymptomatic carriers, which it appears that you do here, you need to find out who is infected, and you need to, by isolating people, you will actually give time to do that testing, stop the transmission.
I understand, but then what is the hope? Does a virus die out?
The thing is, you don't know that right now. There's a good chance it will, but you also have to look at whether or not the virus will change, and the pressure to eliminate it. Will it change the groups that it goes after? Will it switch to old people now to middle people or young people? Those people seem to be immune right now, so that's a hard question to answer. But if you give a couple of weeks to stop, you have a good chance at least of slowing down the transmission and getting a better handle on how to handle it so that you can stop it in the long run. And until you do that, you're simply going to have transmission continuing unabated, and then all of a sudden you've got a lot of people sick. The other
Why didn't we
is,
do this with the last pandemic in 2009?
Well, you know, I don't know that we were prepared for it, and I think that we've got something new here that, based on the case fatality rates that we know, it seems to be killing a lot more people in select age groups than the flu or the SARS or I think the MERS out of the Middle East. So I think it's new to us, and we don't know if it has the ability to mutate. We know that our influenza viruses, for instance, are under pressure, mutate constantly, which is why your vaccines, like H1N1, the bird flu, swine flu, you don't know. So it's very, very difficult at this point to say, because it's a new virus. We don't know if it can change its patterns, if it can change its host, if it can change where it hangs out. And one of the concerns I found the last few days, there was a report out of China where they're also showing now indirect transmission through inanimate objects. So while right now, for instance, there's no evidence that food can transmit it, what if we find out that people working in food service are infected and put it onto your bun?
What do we do? What do we know now about transmission? That it has to be person to person?
Right now, it seems to be, yes, through direct contact, through aerosol droplets. But again, there is some evidence that it's also being transmitted through inanimate objects, which, of course, restaurants are sanitizing, and people are really trying to do a good job of sanitizing every place. People, inanimate objects, for instance, credit cards, your wallet, your cane, your steering wheel, whatever, simple things like that. We don't know right now. So all I'm saying is the rest of the world got ahead of us and shut things down for a couple of weeks. And we've been very slow, forget, the politics, but the reality is we're just getting a handle on this, and we're finally taking aggressive steps that the rest of the world has taken already. And my own opinion is that we need to let the scientists run the show, not the politicians, not make things look good.
All right, but let me ask you this, Will. Let's say they isolated instead of the entire country like it is, what if we restricted only 60 and above, and then the ones who were younger and got sick and got over it, it wouldn't put a strain on the healthcare system, and you would keep the 60 and above isolated? Is that a dumb idea?
No, I don't think that's a dumb idea, but then you're going to have to couple that with testing that so-called not at-risk population. So those people that are young and maybe aren't isolated, then we need to have some testing in there to make sure who's healthy and who's not, and then start self-isolating people that test positive.
All right, but wouldn't that be better than isolating? I mean, the consequences, at some point, consequences outweigh the benefit, and we're all going to be at risk all the time, and I'm not saying it's, you know the saying, well, if it only saves one life. We've always heard that, and it's simply not true. The truth of the matter is we are, in a way, devastating some who will never recover from this financially ever, and we are throwing ourselves into a recession and to a lot of dangerous territory. And I'm not saying everything's money, and I'm not talking just money, but I'm talking about our system of life. At some point, you have to say, wait a minute, does it make sense to do this when really if we're concerned about a strain on the healthcare system, then why not just isolate those who will put the strain on the system, as opposed to everyone? I mean, every school child. I mean, if they went about their lives and isolated 60 and above, and the others went in for systematic testing, what I'm saying is, wouldn't that be more logical?
Well, I think you have a good point. The only problem is that it's not fair to target an elderly population.
See, that's the point. That is where, hold on, that is why this is happening. I know that. You hit the words, fairness. And that is a political view. It's not a reality view. It's just like when TSA started screening after 9/11. When I heard this, listen to this, I got from the training course, from someone in the training course. Now listen to this. From that point, there was never, ever a terrorist that was not a young, middle-aged Arab or Muslim male, ever before that, ever. This is what they said at TSA training. Listen, they said, all right, we have to make sure we do not profile. So we want you to pick people who are elderly, blonde hair, blue eyes, young, old, and purposely outside of this demo so we show fairness. Now, it will not stop hijacking, because I don't know of many soccer moms who hijack planes or do terrorism. But you see, and I don't think we should be stupid, but at the same time, to purposely, they said, if you see a young Arab-looking male or Middle Eastern male or anyone, here's what they said: bypass those people so we don't get accused of profiling. Now, that is the fairness thing to do, but it's not the wise thing to do. And it's the same thing with old farts. For God's sakes, if they told me to sit my ass at home until this was bypassed, I would not complain, because I know it's not personal. And I'm so tired of our society overreacting for a select few, because we have it interpreted whenever we take action as hate or as some kind of prejudice. And it all boils down to that. Because if they said Americans 60 years and older must self-isolate, the others shall be tested according to birth dates on certain days of the week. And when everyone is tested, those who are infected should also isolate. What would happen? AARP and all these political groups would be up in arms that people 60 and older were confined to their homes when the others are free to roam around. I swear to God, I am so tired of political correctness, it will kill us. It will absolutely kill us.
And guess what? Old people are being isolated anyway, and this is going to affect.
No, I'm serious. Listen,
everybody.
Listen, I swear to God, I swear to God that our entire country went into a massive discussion about changing restrooms. Why? For 1/10 of 1% of a population. I don't think we should hate anyone. For God's sakes, love everyone. But you don't have to go through immense craziness to show it. It's just insane. Right now, get old people isolated and protect them, and let young people go about life. For God's sakes, we are crippling the entire economy because we don't want to offend people.
This is Denver's talk station.
Just sucks. That's what no one wants to say it, but that's what it comes down to. Because if you're worried about the fucking pressure on the healthcare system, you take the people who will put the pressure on the healthcare system and get them the fuck out of there. Just put them away.
How do you get that message to the people that oppose?
We're crippling ourselves. Take the at-risk people away.
They're not going to do that.
I know, it's so insane.
Because they don't want to get the finger pointed at them.
That's exactly right.
Well, he said, well, I don't think it's fair.
No one should be fucking offended ever.
Right.
Ever. God forbid we offend everyone or anyone. But really, I'm telling you, we have now restrooms. This restroom is for everyone. 6 urinals, 4 stalls. Oh, be aware. Okay, why? For one out of 10,000 that might happen to enter that facility.
Yeah. It's so simple.
And now,
if you have a penis, you use the men's room.
And it wouldn't matter to me if they don't.
How many predators does that enable now?
Right.
It's just that people don't use common sense.
Political correctness doesn't have common sense.
The whole world is gone PC crazy. You're right. It would have been so simple to do that. And you know what? The people the people who are 60 and older would not have been offended, because they're the ones who understand this, and they're the ones who are afraid of getting sick.
Yeah, sure should be.
Is Mark still there? Please tell him to start chiming in.
It's hard to chime in when you're on one of your rants.
Yeah.
But especially when you're right.
You might start yelling at us.
No, but especially when he's correct.
Hey, Angie, how much time do I have? I'm sorry, I went
We're
crazy.
jamming in.
What?
Your net is 100,000 or more. You need protection. That's
Do I have Rocky Mountain at the end? Okay.
.com.
Not only that, the mainstream media wasn't as like they were back then. I mean, they're ready to point fingers right and left.
I don't know. And they hated Trump because he wasn't taking it
It's
seriously.
not just Trump. Like, say, even Polis, if they would have done that, you know, they would have been pointed at him.
Closing down the entire country is fucking insane. I don't care what you say. Irreparable harm.
I agree.
Starts here.
Unless you had something like Ebola that was spreading like this, because I wouldn't want it.
Yeah, if it's something that's freaking.
Hey, Clint, this is Tom. We're not on the air. What did you want? What were you going to say
Have
about
you ever seen the movie Contagion?
No, I have not.
Watch it. There's a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
it's 10 years ago, but a lot of similarities to this. It's just a movie. But what's happening?
That's
right
what
now
he
is
said.
that
He
movie.
said that.
But they didn't isolate nobody in that movie because it's a movie. But 25% of people that got it, you're done. No matter, I mean,
Yeah?
kids, old, doesn't matter.
Who said that?
That type of situation.
Are you sure?
Netflix.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Give it to me. I'll look on it. I'll look at it. What is it? Okay, good. It's a malaria shot? Malaria, and they say it's working. Malaria vaccine
Malaria virus?
working on. Well, yeah, but you can't give it to yourself, can you?
Yeah, malaria is only past mosquitoes.
Malaria vaccine. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at malaria vaccines. Malaria vaccine. It says here, drug used to fight malaria showing promise in treating coronavirus. It says Oklahoma. According to Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation, scientists are now testing both existing and experimental therapy is effective. Currently, there is no vaccine, but it says among other drugs being tested is an antiviral therapy. It says that hydrochloric. Yeah, it's chloroquine phosphate. They said. All right, I got to go back on the air. I got to go back in the air. I'll see you, bro. Bye. All right, bye.
Is that Will?
It was.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
Rocky Mountain Retro Foam, the best insulation you can find anywhere. This is usually 60, but I don't care. It is an injection foam. It is what goes into every nook and cranny of your home. And it fills every nook and cranny. It wraps wires and pipes and pushes old insulation out of the way. Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Yes, they're still in business. It'll make your home more energy efficient and 80% more quiet. It is an incredible product. And it doesn't disrupt living space while you're having it done. There are federal tax credits available and energy company credits. You can save money now by getting a special from them. They'll do the whole house and give you 20% off the attic part. 720-676-6333. FoamYourWalls.com. Look at this video and you'll be sold. FoamYourWalls.com.
Yeah, I'm looking at HIV and malaria drug, right?
I'm reading about it now.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right. By the way, SaferNet, we were talking to that guy about his 14-year-old. I didn't give the number out for that, and I should have. SaferNet.com. You can go to that website and download that app, and it really is extraordinary for protecting computers from everything bad out there, and it's especially good for businesses. It's very cheap. It's 450. Excuse me. It's first of all 720-452-1222. So that's 720-452-1222, safernet.com. And by the way, if you put Tom in the coupon code, you get 45 days free as a trial period. Crystal, what are you doing for your bakery? What do you have? Aspen Baking Company?
Yes, Aspen Baking Company. We're in Denver. We're a local bakery, and we usually sell wholesale, but for today, because we know that the grocery stores are out, we are selling white, wheat, and sourdough bread to the public. So if anyone wants to come out, we take Venmo or cash.
And where do people buy it? Where are you located?
So we're not in grocery stores. We sell wholesale. So we sell to Restaurant Depot. We sell to restaurants.
And where do people find you? Where can people find you right now?
Oh, yeah. So I have an address if you want that.
Okay. And people, the normal, regular public can go there now.
Yes, the regular public can go there now. Our address is 8035 East 40th Avenue, Denver, Colorado, 80207. So you can find us there. We're Aspen Baking Company, so we'll pull up on your GPS.
Now, 8035 East 40th in Denver. Where is that near roughly? What area?
So we're, you know where the old airport used to be?
Yes.
Right by the railroad tracks. We're right on the other side of the railroad tracks from that huge Walmart.
Okay, near the old DIA.
Yep.
8035 East 40th. And they can buy, and is it cheaper than normal places for bread and all that?
So we normally sell wholesale, and the more you buy, the better price you get. So $5 per loaf is a really good deal right now for what we're selling because they're bigger than your normal loaf that you find at the grocery store. They're 22 slices a loaf.
Okay.
They're freshly baked. They're no preservatives, non-GMO.
Okay.
So
really good stuff. Aspen Baking Company, and they're at 8035 East 40th. They're selling to the public, wholesale. Thank you. And how do I pronounce this name? Is it Trusan? Trusan? Who am I speaking to from Evergreen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is Trusan. How are you,
Trusan,
Tom?
thank you. What's happening, Trusan?
Well, I live up here in Evergreen, and I service Evergreen, Kittredge, Conifer, Morrison, Indian Hills.
Doing what?
And what's that?
Doing what?
Oh, I have a catering service. I was getting to that here. So my deal is I offer free delivery. I have an extensive catering menu to choose from.
Where can they find it? Where can people find you?
I am at www.TrusanCuisines. That's TRUSAN, like as in Nancy, like Tucson, Arizona, but with an R stuck in. But it's spelled TRUSAN cuisines.com. Can I give you my phone number too?
Yeah.
It's 303-517-6225.
And you're offering home delivery and catering.
Right. For, if somebody wants some meals, I have everything from soup and sandwiches to appetizers and entrees, a lot of comfort food.
Glad to help out. And what area are you doing this for? Just the Evergreen area?
Well, Evergreen, Kittredge, Conifer,
okay,
Morrison, Indian Hills, and I'll even go as far as Idaho Springs.
Well, this is good. Trusan Catering or TrusanCuisine.com. Trusan is TRUSAN, Trusan Cuisine, and you're at 303-517-6225. Catering for meals, 303-517-6225, TrusanCuisine.com. So George, what are you guys doing now? You're going to homes, but you're following all normal guidelines. You use shoe coverings and all that, right? Your guys sanitize.
Even more so. We have a very strict throughout our whole office.
This is Fix It 24/7 we're talking about, yeah.
So, I mean, they have to wash. I mean, our guys are in face masks, latex gloves, everything. This touch block that I told you to be wearing, but they're sanitizing. Our office staff washing anybody who enters our building, as soon as they get there, they have to wash, and then every hour, after every call, they sanitize their steering wheel, anything that they touch.
Good, excellent.
We have Lysol in every truck. So, you know, I mean, look, in the Denver metro area, there's a total of 45 confirmed cases, but I mean, we're taking every precaution possible, right? I mean, more than doctors even.
And you're doing $68 to tune up and get all of their air and furnace done. Can they do just one or the other if they want?
They can. I mean, while we're on the show, I mean, I definitely will give them a screaming deal since you have other people doing it today. We'll do the furnace for $19.
Oh, my goodness. Hold on.
But I already prepared my call.
All right. If you call today, $19 for a complete clean and check.
On your furnace. We're going to clean it. We're going to pull your blower motor, clean all the dirt out. I mean, now's the time to do it. The end of we had a lot of
get it all done.
Hours this
Everything. They'll clean. And when they clean it, they spend a few hours here. $19. You can never beat that.
You know what? This is the best time. This is why, because the furnace is used for air conditioning as well.
Right.
We had a lot of operating hours for the winter, right?
Right.
Now we're going into summer, so now it's going to be cleaned off from the winter, ready to go in the summer. So if you haven't had it done yet, this is actually the best time of year to do it. Plus, obviously, right now we want to be as clean as we can everywhere.
All right.
You know, but we're also going to bring you a bottle of this. So you're going to pay. I'm basically paying about $19 for this germ block.
You're basically getting the service free because you're going to bring them this germ block.
I'm going to bring them
spray, which is a spray that can protect things up to 6 hours, and that is 720-526-3939.
Now.
Mile High City Highway Drive remains in really good shape right now. No major delays on the Highway Drive in the metro area.
Is that Will off? You sound pretty knowledgeable.
I don't have anything here. How much time do I have? 4? I need you to use the restroom, guy.
Think that's going to work, Doc?
It's in really good shape as well. The weather forecast, partly sunny this afternoon, nice with a high near 58. Right now, mostly cloudy and 52. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Napa Auto Parts believes every driver deserves quality parts. That's why you can do it yourself at a Napa Auto Parts store, or have it done for you at a Napa Auto Care Center. Either way, that's Napa know-how.
Well, I do have hope that comes out of this is that we can't rely on China like we were just because they're cheap.
Well, you know, the main thing, we're going to learn a lot from this, right? That's a good thing.
As long as we learn and put it in practice.
Yes, so one of the big things we learned is China has over 90% of the antibiotics. Our last manufacturer shut down in 2004.
Well, now these are for, what I've told anyway, or for generics.
No. All antibiotics, 90% come from China. Of all of America's antibiotics, our last factory shut down in 2004. You can look this up. That is scary.
Well, I agree.
That is freaking scary, man.
I agree.
That's a big deal.
See, I thought.
And China even put in their report, like in a news press, they said some things kind of almost insinuating that about cutting us off or something.
Right. Oh, they did. I heard that. And that could have been just some radical, just like they said about they said the U.S. Army started this.
Well, there's another thing showing, and I really wonder, you know, with all their Hong Kong riots and stuff, if the government freaking put this virus out on purpose. I'm not typically a conspiracy theorist, but scientists in China said it looks like the government very well could have. We just got to get more proof of it.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. And even replace your windows and doors. We have our word your future right at the 303.
Well, in Australia, if you don't self-quarantine, you can face a fine of $11,000 or 6 months in jail.
If you have it?
If you do, when you come home, if you don't self-quarantine for 14 days.
If what?
When you come home from somewhere
All
else.
passengers who arrive after midnight from overseas destinations were instructed to self-quarantine for 14 days, and if they don't, $11,000 fine or 6 months in jail. That's in Australia. So this is, I'm reading about this chloroquine.
So it is it says 90% of prescription drugs consumed in the United States are generics, and the majority of them are produced overseas, mostly in India and China.
This is Kurt Cambier. Go to kurtcambier.com for your free financial portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K. Cambier.com. Securities offered to Cambridge Investment Research Inc. A broker-dealer member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative Cambridge Investment Research Advisors. Registered investment advisor.
So the SARS outbreak, you know how many people were infected with SARS?
Candidates to hire can be
I'm sorry?
Only 8,000 people were infected with SARS altogether.
So it was probably deadlier.
Well, it had 10% fatality rate.
What did, SARS?
Yeah, but only 8,000 people were infected with SARS.
How was that passed? How was SARS passed?
It finds them for you.
Droplet.
Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast.
Anyway, that's what I hope we learn and put in practice. Just this
finds you what you're looking for.
Because I certainly didn't know China made so many drugs.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in
But it is
a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter. The smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here it says the largest generic manufacturer is Teva.
Manufacturer of
generic drugs.
Hey, it's Greg Hollenbach. Do you love hyper-local food and beverage? If the answer is yes, you'll want to tune in to Colorado's premier food and drink show Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. right here on K-House. And don't forget, past shows can be heard on themoderneater.com.
Ask Alexa to play 630 K-House. Then you can hear Dan Caplis impact your ride to the house this afternoon at 4.
Getting 630 K-House from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so, sorry, let me get close to the mic here. Let's talk and find out what's on your mind. Economic impact. Don, you have a comment. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tom. The economic fallout of this terrifies me far more than the virus. I was just looking over some stuff during lunch, and these numbskulls in Washington are about to pass a bill for $850 billion. On top of the $80 billion they passed last week, that's well over $1 trillion.
Yep. In addition to lesser tax money coming in and people losing millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Well, what else would you do, though?
What else? I don't know.
No, you got to pump money into the economy, or our stock market would crash.
Well, that's
true.
I
don't know what this guy's talking about.
Now,
what do you think?
The Fed's throwing hundreds of billions into the market now.
But Don, do you think it's a bad idea for the government to add a stimulus package of any kind?
I think with the debt we have now and the threat we are facing, I think it's a horrendous idea.
What do you think should be done? Nothing?
I think money needs. I think if you're going to pump money into the system, then it needs to be channeled towards the healthcare system, because that seems to be what everybody's freaked out about. Okay, if you leave the economy alone, eventually it will fix itself. I think this these shenanigans that Polish just pulled. I mean, I agree with you. Target the people who are most at risk. Don't just blanketly shut down everything for a few people.
I would like to see that, but that's never going to happen.
He's not going to do it, and he's wind up just exacerbating what in order to solve one problem, he's creating another. How are these people going to make rent? How are these people going to pay? Are going to make car payments? How are these people
Well,
going to
that's
buy
part
food?
of that money you're talking about. The feds are going to put. They're going to actually, people that can't work are going to still get paid.
You think so?
Yeah, but
Well, yeah, of course. That's what a lot of the money's going towards.
$1,000. I mean, the figure I hear is $1,000. That's not going to make a dent for some of this.
I don't know what to tell you.
Live on $1,000 for 30 days or 3 months.
I mean, how are they going to execute that? Is everyone going to get 1,000? I mean, how do they? What are they doing for that? Do you know?
No, they're still hammering it out, but the figure I heard was $1,000. It could be more, it could be less.
$1,000 could save a lot of people from getting evicted. Most people live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
and
we do have to help people.
It's going to make a huge difference.
But this could stagger on for 3 or 4 months. I've heard up to 12. I mean, $1,000 isn't going to make that much of a difference.
Maybe not to you, but
not
the people,
to pump.
But the people who need to pay their rent, that makes a huge difference.
Or buy food, Doc.
Right.
I mean, you know,
Or that.
no one's going to get evicted, hopefully, right now, unless they already had an issue.
I think that the problem here is that we're creating the problem to begin with. Not should we bail out people. It's like, let's do a devastating impact on the economy and then bail ourselves out. I mean, I think from the very beginning we've handled it wrong. But, you know, there are those who think we should do exactly what we're doing. I think we're doing way too much to close. I mean, just to close all these businesses. First of all, it is really, I mean, it's going to have a devastating effect that is not going to be recoverable for some. We are literally sentencing some of these businesses to go out of business. They have just worked their asses off to start a business. They might be hanging on, and now they're gone. All because why? A few people might come to eat there, and what? I mean, keep the high-risk group isolated. I don't know why we're just doing such a broad brush on this thing. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I want all of your thoughts.
Season after season.
I don't think that guy realizes how much $1,000 can mean to some people.
But over what period of time, he's saying? Okay?
Doesn't matter. Even if it's a stopgap, a lot of people need it for people with paycheck to paycheck.
Fine. He's saying that's not enough.
Well, it's a start.
It's not fair.
But it's not enough for a lot of people.
Right.
It'll help some, but it's not enough for a lot, depending on how long this is and how drastic this is. 8 weeks?
Oh, no.
A restaurant worker now can't work for 8 weeks? $1,000 ain't gonna do shit for that guy.
But
it's going to be at least
what?
His rent's going to be at least that.
But if it stops people for 30 days to pay their rent, we don't know what's going to be like in 30 days. They may lift the restrictions. Things may change, but it may keep people
Which is why you should say 8 weeks. You just start panicking people. You know, you should say we'll reevaluate in 2 weeks.
I agree. I've said that all
Gang
along.
wanted to do it.
What?
Gang wanted to give $1,000 to everybody.
This is really interesting about these anti-malarial drugs.
Working?
It seems to be working.
Is it after they get it?
You want to talk now, or you want to talk after the shows regarding tomorrow and moving forward?
We can talk now. Yeah.
Okay. So, you're going to do it from home tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to test it with Mark here.
Right after the show?
What's that?
You're going to test it with Mark?
No, tomorrow I'm going to be home and he'll be here just in case.
Okay. Well, they don't want anybody here.
No one doing the show?
Well, come home, yeah.
Okay, Bill, hold on a sec. What about people that can't do shows from home?
That's not to worry about, because everyone other show, and this is just KF, everyone else can do it from home. So that's what I was trying to figure out, because you had mentioned a few people in the.
So you don't want anyone here?
Well, as in guests and specialized, items, that would have to be on the phone.
No, I know that, but what about
closing the front door? Do I have to have you from home tomorrow? No, I don't.
Okay. So in other words, what about producer?
Okay. Right now, if I had to make a decision,
yeah,
you'd be doing it from home. There'll be a producer, there'll be a board.
Okay.
Okay? That's it. Now, if you're telling me you can't do the show from home because there's a technical issue, that's a whole other conversation.
But, okay, so that's why we're using this call screener. We're doing it right now. We're practicing right now.
And how's he doing via access from his house, or should I just call him directly, Mark?
Yeah, I'll talk to him. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. So you don't want anyone in here.
Right now, we're trying to minimize it.
Okay.
So at this point, we should plan on it. Now, technically is the question is how we can do this from your house. If you don't have it set up,
I have everything. I have everything I need. There's no problem.
But we need to do a test just to make sure we can bless it and so forth. So, but let's hook up right after the show. We'll work out logistics and figure out who's on first on this. But just so we're square, if we're going to do it from home, then everyone's out except producer and board op. If we can't do it from home, and you're here or Mark's here and it's vice versa, these guys can't be here.
I know that.
I don't know what you know, so I'm just saying. Okay, nothing personal. It's just they're shutting down the front door.
That, right? You got that.
Okay. All right, cool. Then we'll hook up after the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Hello.
We got a day off. Well, how many days off?
So they don't want me here tomorrow. They don't want anyone here actually. I got to talk to Mark about it. I'll do that. I'll do that after the show. I don't know how the hell we're going to take calls. I mean, this is going to be ridiculous. I gotta go because we're meeting on it. So I'll talk to you. I want to go over to Cherry Creek House and work out. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's crazy. No, I can go after the show. Okay, honey, bye.
Is that Mark?
No. How do I unprotect a sheet? I know how to fucking protect, but it doesn't tell you how to unprotect it.
So this is what happens. Anybody who doesn't do what it's going to be looked at.
I know. It's all liability. It's all fucking liability.
City employees are holding their own when it comes to getting people out of the offices and working on site amid the coronavirus outbreak.
From a body of city employees, our IT department, our emergency operations, our public health administrator, his team, everybody.
Mine four is
Many people have been
Stephanie and your friend, the neighborhood restaurant.
Based on what's needs in the city as opposed to
She had him call
The
me.
mayor also took steps yesterday to close restaurants and bars ahead of the governor's similar action. The Broncos stepping up and helping out amid concerns about coronavirus.
I don't know how to. I protected ranges. Now how do I unfucking protect them?
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
Mile High City Highway Drive remains in really good shape right now. No major delays on the Highway Drive in the metro area. I-25 looking good through the heart of the city.
Age discrimination is never justified, especially during times of
my friend Jacindy. Travel out to the airport in and out back Penny Boulevard wide open. No delays on the toll road on the east side. 470 is running smooth from Highway
They're playing poker with
toilet paper. 76 looking good traveling in or out of the metro area, and the drive on 270 in Commerce City, it's in really good shape as well.
It's not age discrimination.
Partly sunny this afternoon, nice with a high near 58. Right now, mostly cloudy,
It's absurd.
52. With your impact traffic and weather,
Cannot isolate the vulnerable population.
Losing
That's not age discrimination.
Well, it's not.
Job or a bad boss? It's time to get
Now, like I'm saying,
Express
the people who are isolated are mostly self-isolating anyway. They're not going to be upset by it.
Or ExpressPros.com.
You know, if you have a website, you can get a free analysis of how it looks online to someone who loads it, what the images do, how you show up in search engines, and it's all free at getfoundfast.com. They want you to be their
I will say, with everything that's done, at this point, the number should curve pretty quick.
And when it comes to websites and making them Google.
Well, we'll see. We really got to get the mass testing done.
You know, there are so many people that lie in this space. Go to someone that we found to be genuine, accurate,
and here's another thing. This economy is going to end up hurting the older citizens.
It took
set season at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Time to prep, do the research, hit the water, find the perfect spot, and set the hook. Gear up for fishing at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. With top brands like Johnny Morris Rod and Reels, XPS, and Nitro, along with in-store events and seminars. Your adventure starts here. Shop in-store or online.
Tonight at 6, hear live ABC News coverage of the Democratic primaries on 630 K-House. Your voice, your vote.
So this guy here, so this is what happens
It's
to
the
this guy.
Troubleshooter Show.
So maybe over 70 years old, over 60 and a
Now,
half to work to
Tom
make my
Martino,
money.
the Troubleshooter.
So, I mean, everybody's gonna come.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making life just a little easier. All you have to do is call us, and especially during this time, we are trying to help you to do everything we can to make your life easier. 303-713-8255. So, let's talk. What is on your mind? Let's go to the phones and find out. Linda, what is happening?
Hi, Tom.
What's going on?
I have a son who is in the Denver City Jail, and his arrest circumstance was really a cause for concern, and I need to help him obtain his, the police body cam.
Okay, so usually, if you want to get any kind of evidence, it's best to do it through a defense attorney. Does he have one?
He does not have one.
Does he plan on mounting his own defense?
I believe he wants to try to hire someone on a contingency basis, but he did hear of your Mr. Oh.
Here's what I want to know. Why does he want the tape of his arrest?
Because he had a seizure at Denver International Airport, and
they arrested him thinking he was drunk?
They arrested him because they apparently approached him, and he had the seizure, is my understanding. And in looking up who he was, he had I'm so sorry, I'm nervous.
Here's what I'm asking, okay? Why do you need to see the video? What is he alleging? Why does he need to see the video? That's easy to answer, Linda. Because why? What is he saying happened? And will it actually help him in his case?
Yes, he was not Mirandized, and he was picked up coming out of the seizure by his belt and his thumb. His thumb was dislocated from the socket.
Okay, but listen, Linda, what was he charged with to begin with?
His charge is just a probation violation.
Well,
they ran his ID.
Okay.
And there was a warrant because he was not in compliance with his.
Okay. Then that really has nothing to do with the conditions. Are you hoping because they dislocated his thumb or something happened during their arrest that somehow the other charge will go away?
No.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Is it for his defense, or is he just pissed off the way he was arrested?
He is.
Will this video help prove that he did not violate probation?
No, it will not. It has nothing to do with that. Then
here's the thing. Okay.
And his treatment.
He just didn't like the way he was treated. Okay, that's a whole separate issue from his arrest. I mean, well, not separate. What I mean is he didn't like they dislocated his thumb. You're alleging they used excessive force. Is that right?
That is correct. He put his knee in his face and held his head down with great pressure.
Okay. These videos are not They're not for you to see. In other words, they don't have to give them to you. What he would have to do is file a lawsuit and subpoena that as evidence for a violation of his civil rights or something. And because it has nothing to do with this particular case on his innocence, he's just trying to say that they really treated him with excessive force, and he was having a seizure and they didn't recognize it, right? Is that what he's saying?
They recognized that the EMT, it's all transparent.
What is the point? Here's what I'm getting at. What is the point of the video? It's not important for his criminal defense right now. It's not going to get him.
For his criminal defense, it's important to salvage in the event that he don't take a lawsuit.
That's right. If he's going to file a civil rights lawsuit, he needs to file a civil rights lawsuit and subpoena that as evidence or put them on notice.
They're not going to find an attorney that does that, though.
No, that's what I'm getting at, is that if he wants to represent himself, then he has to file the lawsuit. Linda, you don't just start making demands for videos and all that. That's what I'm getting at. Listen, it's not going to help him in his current situation. What I'd like to know is, what are you doing about his current situation, the parole violation or probation violation? What are you doing about that part?
And what was he on probation for?
He was on probation for, he took a family vehicle.
And what was the violation of the probation? What was the violation?
He didn't comply with UAs and with his
okay. All right.
meeting.
Why isn't he dealing with that? Why are you going for a civil case when you haven't even addressed the case at hand?
But when he gets out, when he goes to court in April, this will probably be done in terms of his probation. It will be a time served.
Okay, good. Good. So you want to make sure you preserve evidence. What makes you think they're going to destroy the evidence?
Because he was told that they only retain it for 30 days.
And how long has it been?
It's 30 days tomorrow.
Well, it's too late. You're never going to get the evidence. If they truly destroy it in 30 days, you're never going to get anything filed in time to save it. Ever. It's just not going to happen, Linda.
Okay.
I mean, I wish you could, but I don't know what you can do today to get it to make sure they don't destroy the evidence. I mean, if you hired an attorney to write a letter or to get a letter to them immediately, I don't know if they have to preserve it. Let's see if Joe Lazar is around. Okay, hold on and let's ask a criminal defense attorney. But what you're really looking at is filing a civil suit against for a violation of his civil rights, and you want the evidence. You want the evidence saved. Why did you wait till Why did you wait till the 29th day to call?
I tried to call last week and could not get through to the offices. I tried this morning and just now got through.
Okay. Well, we have 303 Martino. I want everyone to know you can always get through, always. And if you leave your number, we will hear it. I promise you. 303 Martino. Let's call Joe Lazara to see if he has any recommendations for her.
You know, Jack, I would assume, Tom, I would assume as well, if this guy just broke probation and got thrown back in the can, why would it all be done soon? It doesn't even make sense what she's saying.
No. She's not saying that would be done. She's saying the violation of probation is one thing, but they only keep the body cam for 30 days, and that has to do with his civil suit against them. They don't know there's a civil suit against him, I don't know if they do destroy body cams in 30 days. I don't really know.
I think she's worrying about the wrong stuff. I mean,
that's exactly what I'm getting at. What's happening is he's pissed off. He wants to get back at police. He's saying they mishandled him, and you know what? It happens all the time. We don't like the way they act because guess what? We're on the receiving end of being arrested. Nobody likes that. Now, were they a little rough? They may have been. I don't know. Maybe footage would show that. Jack, you have a comment on the virus. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thankfully so far.
Great. Awesome. Okay. So, I wanted to talk to you yesterday. I was going to do a little bit of ranting. But,
Go ahead, rant.
All right, well, just take it easy. I'll get to it. So, talking about the virus, just to touch on that, you were asking some questions that basically were like, why? What's this? What is it? Why is this happening?
Why are we taking so many measures, right?
Right. So, listen, all viruses are man-made and patented. They are not natural.
No, that's not true. I got to stop you there. They're not all. Now, listen, all viruses are discovered and named, but not created.
Jack, you're telling me the smallpox virus was man-made back in the 1300s?
Listen, we all have the phone, which is a computer.
You didn't answer my question.
We can find this stuff out.
Was the smallpox virus
I don't even hold
man-made?
on. I don't know the point he's making. Are you saying that it was that all viruses are? Are you actually saying they're created? They are named, by the way. They're not patented. They are named. They are discovered and named. But are you saying they're created by man?
They are.
Like, what do you mean by that? In a lab, they create this virus on purpose?
Correct. This is something that's been going on for a very long time.
By the way, Jack, I will grant you that probably some germs, whether they're bacteria or virus, might be created by man. Some of them might be in order to affect maybe a warfare. I don't know, but but not all of them are.
Exactly.
But not all of them are.
Exactly what it is.
Tom, I just read a study that said almost all viruses come from animal to human transmission.
Yeah, but Jack, the thing is, man, this show, hold on. I love having open discussions and forums, but it's not simply an open forum for nuts, okay? I'm not going to just come on with an assumption that all viruses are created by man for weapons. I'm just not. We can't start at that premise. So when you so we can't discuss it because I'm not going to accept your premise that all viruses are created by man. But you were going to say, let's say if I did let you complete your sentence, you can say all viruses are created by man and patented. Therefore, what's the rest of your sentence?
Therefore, it's not what it appears. It's all about. Have you ever heard of Agenda 21?
Now, hold on a second, Jack. This is the problem.
God.
This is the problem with nuts. They always go down bunny holes. They never complete a thought. All viruses are created by man. Therefore, it's not as it appears. And you said it's all about complete your sentence. Nuts cannot complete thoughts. Complete a thought. One thought. That's what I'm asking you to do, to complete a sentence. If you think you can do it, I'm going to give you a chance after this.
Well, there's a theory right now. And then yesterday I seen an article that Chinese scientists in Hong Kong are saying where this came from
Shows in Costa Rica
could have been put out.
You can answer a question over text.
Could have been put out by the Chinese government.
Wait, this is a specific virus. I want to ask them, the smallpox virus, which has been around since the 13th century, how was that created by man?
Okay, all right.
I don't even know.
I got to make sure I don't even know his number.
It's an absurd
Which number
premise.
is it?
His whole point is this virus
Is it 292? That's all I need
could
to
have
know.
had.
The
I mean, his
292
point
number.
should be, if it's going to be any point.
292.
Yeah, thank you.
This virus right now was put out by the Chinese government because, like, if he's going to have any point, that's it.
Right.
Because that's
they're not sure if it
which
did
is
come.
possible. That
Right,
is
because,
possible.
in fact, I read a thing that in the test center that a guy was handling a bat.
In a testing center,
Yes.
in a research center near
Wuhan. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was doing the bat, and the bat pissed on him or blood.
But then it's still not created by man.
Well,
Bats are responsible for a huge. You know why bats have so many viruses? Because they are 25% of all the mammal species in the world are bats.
Really?
Right. So if you have one group of animals that is that large a percentage is mammals, you're going to have a disproportionate number of illnesses that come from that sector because statistically, that's where the money is. Right?
Nuts can never complete sentences.
But ask them about smallpox, Tom.
Yeah.
In the 1300s.
Why bother?
Because I want to hear his answer.
One of the largest mammals, the whale.
I told you, that's different.
What were you talking about?
No, I said that the reason why bats transmit so many viruses is because 25% of all mammal species are bats.
25%. Why is that?
Because there are so many species of bats. So if you have one group that's disproportionately represented, you can have a disproportionate number of diseases that come from them.
Was this from a bat, really, though?
I think it's from a bat or a pangolin.
A bat?
A penguin? What, eating a penguin?
Pangolin. People use pangolins like they do rhinoceros
a
horns.
bat to a
They
mongoose.
think that it's an aphrodisiac or it's
And what were they doing with the bat?
Well, they think the bat transmit. The bat was in. No, but the bat. If you handle a bat, and it has.
How was it transmitted? Do they think? Did they eat bats?
A research center near Wuhan was ran by the government. There was researching bats, and I think this is a bat to a mongoose. I think it was. So then there's this theory that they're still trying to prove that this virus was put out on purpose by the Chinese government to control all the riots in Hong Kong. And maybe whatever other reasons, I don't know. But that's the theory.
But Hong Kong has a very small number of cases because they were exposed in disproportionate numbers to the Hong Kong flu.
You can buy
and so they have
viruses
some
on the internet.
What?
You can buy viruses on the internet for research. But I've often thought biological warfare is the most dirty shit in the world, and the easiest to perpetrate.
But the reason that they don't do it is because of this.
Pat Jolliff's here for the show?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want him to come up.
Here it says rodents are the biggest mammals, but maybe that's a wide.
Hey, Deputy or Doc, can I get you to go down and get Pat Jolliff for me?
I can't because I can't use the elevator.
Why?
Here. I don't have a
card.
Give me your card.
So Dan will give it. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Who am I getting?
I just have him come in. He's an investment advisor. I want to know what the fuck they're doing.
No, I agree that biological warfare is just let something you can't control it.
What do I have? Master carpet. I have no master carpet. I have no such sponsor. No such sponsor. I'm Tom Martino. Let's talk about K&H Home Solutions. K&H Home Solutions is the place to be for windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H, the place right now where you can get 30% off. K&H Home Solutions, and they have the best siding in the business, bar none. Everlast siding, and they have wonderful windows, custom fit, and they're in business, ready to go for all of your home solutions. Just give them a call, find out about their special financing, 303-421-7100, or go and make your no obligation appointment where they will come to your home following all CDC guidelines not to spread infection, and will show you their windows, their siding, and their doors. khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. By the way, this siding you could soak in water and absolutely nothing would happen to it. It is a wonderful siding with a lifetime of durability, totally waterproof and color fast. And they have a rich wood texture. And the windows, vinyl extruded to K&H specs. And also with the great K&H lifetime warranty, khwindows.com. Well, okay, I didn't know that. I know Duck Pros. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints, okay? All we have to do is call. Now, here's the thing. Our number is 303-MARTINO. Leave a message, or 303-627-8466. I will let Jack have one more chance. He said, and I wanted him to complete one thought, and I'm going to get to where he left off. He says, you know, all viruses are man-made and patented. Therefore, this is not as it appears. And
correct.
It all boils down to what?
Well, we just have to look at the bigger picture. If
Which is?
The viruses are man-made, then we have to look at why is it such hysteria? Why is there such hysteria going on? Why is this being fueled as this huge thing when, what are the numbers?
Jack, not all viruses. First of all, as I said, I let you complete the sentence. Not all viruses are man-made. Now, we have to agree to that. Not all viruses. In fact, the vast majority of them are not man-made and not patented. But where did you get that information?
Well, a living organism can reproduce, right?
Yes, viruses are not living organisms.
Correct.
So that does not prove that they are man-made.
Well, how else would something not living be animate?
How about stones and rocks? Are they man-made?
They are not.
Okay, and they're not living. So give me your reasoning. Listen, a virus is not man-made in the vast majority of cases. The reason I say the vast majority, because there are a few cases where viruses are created and bacteria, but, well, bacteria is not created but mutated. The thing is, viruses are not created on the scale you're talking, every virus. So smallpox in the 1300s, that it was invented by someone back then, is what you're saying?
Okay, so listen, there is a much bigger picture than the viruses. The viruses is really...
What's the bigger picture? Complete the sentence.
Okay, the bigger picture is you're probably going to hang up on me because it's all about the hiding of God.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm hanging up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I have no idea where he's going, but trust me when I tell you, it was nowhere I want to go.
Hopefully
all right.
He's going to see a psychiatrist to get his meds taken
I
care
asked
of.
what companies are doing. What are businesses doing? What are restaurants doing? We've gotten calls from several restaurants and businesses telling us what they're doing. Many of them are offering delivery service. Some of them opened up wholesale, like the wholesale bakery. Aspen Bakery opened up. They usually sell to restaurants and bars, and they're selling direct to the public. We've had catering services call saying they're doing home deliveries like TrusanCuisine.com. And what else? I'm looking through my notes here. Danny Cash Hot Sauce, 25% off. What the heck? Let's talk to another restaurant owner. This is Bright Martin Restaurant. This is over on what area do we call this? What area do you call it, Jared? Your restaurant. Where is it? It's right on University.
Very much Bonnie Bray.
Bonnie Bray on University, down near where all of those, Bonnie Bray ice cream is across the street, and other places. And you have this restaurant called Bright Martin. It's a nice neighborhood restaurant. What did you want to? What are you offering?
Well, so we've been kind of seeing this coming for a while as well, and we know that larger gatherings were going to be ending sooner rather than later, so we kind of geared up for a to-go and delivery business.
Good.
So currently I'm the delivery driver, but we're bringing food to people in the neighborhood. We do kind of a family-style menu that we've been emailing out to our newsletter, just updating people with all the changes and letting them have some insight into what we put on the next menu. But, we can drop it off at people's doors if they're feeling like they're at a higher risk.
Can people pick up as well?
Absolutely. That's easier for us if they do that. So it does make it.
And Bright Martin is a really nice restaurant. It's a very casual feel. It's got great food. I've been there several times. Bright Martin, so it's right on University. near Exposition, and it's across the street from Bonnie Bray Ice Cream, and they are doing pickup or delivery. And I'm going to, in a minute here, give out some contact information. Give us an idea of what you're delivering.
Yeah, so we're doing like a different protein each time. We're doing pulled pork and roasted half chickens right now. You pick a soup, a salad, and a warm side. And we pack it up kind of family style for you. It's $30 dinner for two.
Wow.
We've been kind of working on that menu for the last week or two, kind of getting ready for this. And then also kind of another thing that I want to mention, just because our industry has been so impacted, Chef Jake actually ordered a bunch of burgers. And if there's anybody that has lost their job or is getting hours cut in the restaurant industry, we are going to buy you a burger and fries. Just come by and we'll pack that up at any point. So we're just asking kind of limited.
That's pretty cool.
Just so that we spread the love. But
so one burger meal per customer for those who were displaced by the service industry, cutbacks.
Exactly.
That's really nice. So if you are a bartender or you were a waiter and you're displaced because your place is closed or cut back, you can drop by Bright Martin. They'll give you a burger and fries.
Exactly right.
That's cool.
And I got to say, I appreciate you kind of shutting down the previous caller with misinformation. I'm in a weird place that I'm in an industry that's very, very affected by the closure. And I have a girlfriend that's in healthcare, and it's kind of scary to hear.
Oh, we have so much.
Like, oh, that's
you know, I'm sorry that you were affected by this too, that you have to close down, because, you know, really there are so many places that are so hygienic, so clean, and people they're not crowded in there like sardines. And I think there's a way to carry on healthy, but I'm not going to argue with the powers. But right now, to get a hold of Bright Martin Restaurant for delivery or for pickup, how do they do it? What's the best way to do it, Jared?
Give us a call. We can always email over a menu. It is changing frequently, so we don't have a way to blast that. Always, all of our social media has it as well. But if you call us at the restaurant,
and let's give a number. Let's give a number right now.
720-541-7696.
Okay, and I'm going to give that out again. And again, what area do you deliver?
We've got about a 3-mile radius, more or less. We're obviously not a delivery business in general, so we're kind of playing it by ear.
So the Bonnie Bray area, and what's the address right there on University? It's University. What's the number?
730 South University Boulevard.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Exposition University, like you said.
Okay, so that's Bright Martin Restaurant, a very nice family restaurant. And if you are interested in getting meals or picking up, and $30 for two, that's cool. 720-541-7696. 720-541-7696. I'd like to know what you guys have going on. If you're in business, whether it's restaurant or any other business, let us know. Bill, what's your idea to save businesses, to save restaurants?
Well, Tom, I was thinking about this, and to be clear, I'm not a businessman. I'm not a restaurateur.
That's okay. What's your plan?
But I like to go out to eat, and so I thought, couldn't restaurants, maybe you could buy a meal, they could send you a voucher, and then after the restaurants open back up, you could go and get your food.
That's a great idea.
Paying ahead.
If you want to eat out,
yeah,
that's true. If they open back up, if you want to buy a meal now and then go eat later, that could keep people maybe from. I still think it might cut back on. Like I said, it's not going to be an extra meal you probably buy, but I mean that's better than nothing. If people want to offer vouchers, it's a good idea.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4.
Have you been to Bright Martin? It used to be 730 University.
Yes, it was called 730 South.
Yeah, 730. It was a great restaurant.
Yeah, it was old-fashioned.
Yeah, it was a real nice
They really
family.
fixed it up.
I think that Jack had something.
We used to go there all the time.
It's all about hiding God.
But north of Denver on North I-20.
Yeah, this whole thing.
Dan,
this whole thing.
is that what unused?
Actually, this whole thing, if nothing else, is making a lot of people find God. Remember Him and turn to Him, if nothing else.
Did you want this? Or,
no, it's fine.
Tell Linda I have an answer for her.
I've seen more.
Messing with you, Doc. I'm messing with you.
That's all right.
I've seen more biblical posts on social media in the last week than I've seen in the week that I remember.
I wanted to hear about how
he's starting to turn. You starting to turn, right?
Me?
You dropping atheist.
No, I told you I'm an oxymoron. I'm a devout atheist. So I wonder if you can do that.
So what if
Art of Granite is
you're
simply
wrong,
force.
What?
What if you're wrong?
Hey,
It's hot down here.
The Art of Granite can get you countertops in 2 weeks in full swing business. The Art of Granite. Direct stone importers. The Art of Granite. And all you have to do is call. They sell wholesale all materials. You can pick out quartz, granite, whatever, and it's wholesale. Then they tear out and haul away free. They do your bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. You're only paying for fabrication and installation of the kitchen. And you can get them in 2 weeks once you pick the material. Yes, they are in business serving you great prices, wholesale on materials. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. TheArtOfGranite.com.
No, Boeing was asking
Hey,
for bailout.
Pat.
They caused their own problem.
they did for the most part.
They don't need no freaking bailout.
So I'm going to do Duct Pros for the next break. Not this one, for the next break, yeah. Is there a way we can change it in our system,
So
the
George,
Duct
my
Pros?
question's
That
like,
would really help.
Why do such horrible things happen to good people, and they say it's God's will? I mean, what kind of stupid answer is that?
That is a stupid answer. It's not God's will at all. It's but the problem is we have free will. That's why He allowed us to have free will. So it's
Right.
not His will. When I do something bad, that's my will, and He's never going to intercede on my will. So that's the problem is that.
Get slapped upside the head.
I mean, but look.
So God's up there. He let,
Wait,
he
you gotta
let
ask-
the Holocaust happen. He let 10 million people.
Listen, Doc, here's what I want to say, okay? I don't want to criticize people's beliefs, nor do I want, unless they want to know, okay? Because I will never get down on fucking moron atheists who truly believe there is nothing. I will never do that. I will never criticize the ignorance it takes to believe that and how many things they must believe for that to be true.
Right.
I'm never going to do it. I'm asking the same respect.
Why
I
don't you
don't
so
want
George?
this thing about atheism is more evangelical than any belief I know. It is. And I ask, and I've always said this, I never criticize people's beliefs ever, nor do I challenge them. Let them have their belief. I mean, you can do it if you want to have an open exchange, but
You know, I was just saying with George, not on the radio.
Stuff on debate. I'm the one who asked. But
Doc is very strong on his atheist
That's fine.
beliefs. He's
Oh,
evangelical about it,
that's-
and he takes every chance to know. He's made several digs over the last several months, and I've heard them, and I'm fucking frankly tired of them. I'm tired of them because I have the respect not to attack people about their beliefs. I don't believe anyone, and I don't care how ridiculous those beliefs
it should
are.
never be an attack. It should always be just a conversation, debate.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's how you learn.
But it's not an open-minded debate in most cases on either side, and that's the problem. It's a closed-minded debate.
Yeah, you're right. Most of the time.
That's right, and I don't
I
like
can say
closed-minded debates. I
honestly-
like intelligent debates,
Yeah, me too.
where there's
I
a
love it,
possibility.
I love it.
There's a possibility of entering new ideas.
But the million different species that exist, all the whatever the number is, we're all just boom. The sun has to be the exact. If it were any closer, we couldn't live, or any further, we couldn't live.
The impossibilities that you
All
have
of it
to
together.
believe, the impossibilities you must believe. For atheism, it's as strong as a religion, if not more so, than a theist. It is. It's just absolutely things you must believe for that to be true. And it's not a lack of belief. In fact, it's a substitution of thousands of beliefs. It is, and people don't realize that. They just think if they don't believe, then there's nothing they believe in. But you know, the sheer existence of right and wrong, and no matter what anyone says, there is, and it's out there. It never came from us. There is a universal right and wrong, and there is a consensus on that. Where did it come from? Where did yin and yang come from? Where does positive and negative come from? There's always opposing forces. I mean, it's just, those are scientific facts. There's no, I didn't make that up. I mean, you know, it's so funny when people talk about belief. There are some things that are beliefs, but not some things that exist, and then people use them for their belief. But they do exist. Right and wrong exists. if there was no Simply Floors Inc., where you can buy floors at wholesale prices or below? No. But you can get them 20 or 30% off retail. Yes, you can. You can save over big boxes. And here's the big deal. You get great installation and great service. And Simply Floors Inc. is still in business, going strong, and they will arrange for a safe home visit of one representative with samples of the most popular floor coverings, or you can drop by 52nd and Ward, the southwest corner. They have savings, they have excellent installation, and excellent warranties. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Catherine's French Bakery and Cafe is on the line. Now, is this the Catherine's French Bakery and Cafe on University?
It is, Tom.
Is it the one right next to Bright Martin, and it has wonderful quiche and breakfast and lunch?
It is, Tom.
Okay, what are you guys doing? I see both of those places I love. What is Catherine's doing?
Well, we never have signed up for meal delivery service, but I am trying to do that as a way to get food out to people I know.
Well, you know, here's what you should do. If you have your quiches available for pickup, they keep well. People can freeze them. People can bake them. I mean, your quiche, or they're already made, actually. Your quiches, I believe people would make a trip to pick them up. They're wonderful.
For sure that, yes. And we serve breakfast and lunch all day, and we are doing takeout and some deliveries.
Okay. Now, Catherine's is in the Bonnie Bray area on University, just south of Exposition, and it's right next to Bright Martin. And you have wonderful breakfast, wonderful quiches. Now, what else do you have that I may not be familiar with? I usually go there for late breakfast.
Well, 2 pages of breakfast. We've got sandwiches, salads. We do crepes. You can take everything to go.
Okay.
Every item on our menu is available to go.
And how do they get in touch with you? Catherine's, they can look it up. It's on, as I said, South University, and it's what is the number?
Phone number is 303-282-5888.
I love that my neighborhood is calling in. 303-282-5888. 303-282-5888. Yeah, you can drop by, call them, and get one. I always say quiche. They have way more than that, and that's Catherine's French Bakery. Terry, what's happening with you? Hello, Terry.
Hi, Tom. How you doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, I just called to let you know what kind of extra service my business is offering down here in Sterling, Colorado.
Where's Sterling? Sterling. Let me picture Sterling. Where's Sterling?
We're about 130 miles north and east.
130 miles north and east. Can I ask something? Are you being affected at all out there, or do you people not care?
Oh, no, we're being affected. The restaurants are all closed here. They're just doing, just doing pickups. Some are doing deliveries. The library is closed. The rec center's closed.
That's way overboard. Anyway, what are you offering?
Actually, I have a computer repair business here. I've been in business 23 years. We are offering free pickup and delivery to your home within a 15-mile radius.
Well, that's pretty good. And what service are you called? It's called?
Terry's Computer Asylum.
Terry's Computer Asylum. And you're out in Sterling, and you're doing free pickup and delivery. And
when we bring it back, we'll disinfect it, and they can actually even pay over the phone if they'd like.
Okay. Terry's Computer Asylum in Sterling. What's your phone number?
970-522-6834. We can actually schedule pickups in other communities too if there's more than 2, like Brush, Fort Morgan, Yuma, Julesburg, Crook.
Cool. Terry's Computer Asylum in Sterling. For the surrounding communities as well, 970, and that's 522, right?
That's correct.
522-6834. 970-522-6834. All right. This is what I like doing. I can help as much as I possibly can help. All you have to do is give us a call. Now, what the heck are investments doing? I have an investment advisor here, and we don't have to, publicize where he is, what he's doing. But I'd like to know, though, are you guys all pulling your hair out? You have a fiduciary. You invest for people. You handle money for people. It's a very important job. Are you getting a lot of phone calls? Now, you represent, because you're with a bigger firm, and you have face-to-face contact with clients, plus you have phone contact. What's the mood right now? Are you getting phone calls, first of all? All right. Hold your microphone. Okay, there you go. Go ahead.
There we go. No, I'm really not getting many calls. I've got a few.
I think people have ridden through a recession with you before.
Absolutely. Yeah. 08, 09. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Very difficult. And of course, that was a very difficult, different time in the economy when we went through that.
But what do you guys do? Do you guys lock in loss and sell? Do you look for buys? Do you shuffle? Are you up every day making trades? What happens?
No.
Or do you sit tight?
Yeah, we sit. It's more of a financial planning mechanism where we're breaking the money into buckets with specific disciplines, if you will. So the buckets that we have for our clientele, they're in the market or at risk or longer term buckets typically. And so if you envision those buckets on a conveyor belt, the one that's tipping over is the one that's providing income now.
Right.
It's safe and not at risk. But bucket number 6 or 7
down the
road would be carrying the risk to try and get a better return and essentially replace bucket 1 that's tipping over and providing the income now. And so I would not sell into this market. I would certainly buy into this market. And I think that the majority of people that are out there that are contributing to retirement plans, 401k plans, those kinds of things where they're dollar cost averaging, Tom, they put in the specific same amount of money in every pay period. The market's having a deep discount. And it's interesting, behavioral finance, the market has a sale, or if the store has a sale, we'll go down and do BOGOs all day long.
Right.
But when the market falls, people
when the market has a sale, people don't take advantage.
That's correct. And so it's when I look at a 401k in the market, it's more of a buying machine than it is a balance machine. And to think of it that way, the balance is not really needed until you get closer to retirement. When you're out there in the growth phase and so forth, you want the market to have a sale, right? Because now you're buying more shares at less cost.
Because over the long run, it will correct. I want to talk about how long it takes to correct coming up.
Okay.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
And your job
Here in the metro area
is to, a year ago, plan for what happens when this occurs.
There'll be people crushed by this.
People who invest with you.
There'll be a lot of people who take advantage of the opportunity from this too.
A down market. That's right. You want to make that point.
Yeah.
That,
it's always opportunity.
It's what you did a year ago that's important, not what you do now.
Yes, reallocation is a good point.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that someone who's invested with you isn't catastrophically affected by this.
Right.
And then tomorrow for your Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high in the mid-60s. It's 49
so
right
you're
now.
non-correlated in some of your investments.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just like whoa.
It's outstanding. It's not affecting the benefits.
Okay. Oh them. Oh them.
Employment professionals. More than 500,000 people find work.
Indoor air quality is a very big deal. That's why we were talking about earlier with George, and we were talking about, whole house air filters. Well, Duct Pros cleans your ducts, and they do a wonderful job. They have high-powered vacuums that are truck-mounted, 15,000 CFM. In addition to vacuums, they use compressed air tools to brush and scrape and agitate the interior surface of their ducts. If you've never had it done, have it done. Yes, it does reduce pathogens and problems in your home. It's not going to cure anything, but certainly you will be better off having a clean home and clean ductwork as well. They clean each and every line to and from the furnace. More than 22 years experience. $290 for up to 10 vents. And then additional ones are only $15 each. They do a very thorough job, and they do listen to this, antimicrobial fogging free with Martino listeners. Just mention me, and you get a free total fogging of the interior of all your ducts with antimicrobial treatments. And that's $299, 303-578-3510. 303-578-3510. DuctProsColorado.com.
Who's that company? Duck Pros?
Yeah.
How big are they, you know?
They're pretty big. They're a good company. They're good people. They really do a good job. And they stay in their lane. You know, they go, they do the ducks, they get out.
Do they have another HVAC company that they
I don't know.
partner with?
I
Will you
don't
ask
know.
for me?
Okay, I'll ask
Maybe
you.
contact it? Or
Yeah.
Connect us? So right now you'd say jump in the stock market, right?
Oh,
I mean,
really? Honest to
are
God.
you kidding me? Yeah.
For good stuff. There's some stuff I would never get in. I would never get into cruise ships and that shit that are way down. Because I don't think they're going to come back. I think it fundamentally changed us a bit. Certain things are fundamentally changed.
Oil.
You don't think
Oil
the government's
stuff.
going to bail them out?
It's going to what?
Bail them out. The cruise lines.
Well, the cruise lines, there's only one cruise line registered in the U.S. All the rest are registered in different
I don't think I would
different
invest
countries.
in cruise lines. Or I wouldn't invest in things that I think have fundamentally changed when the paradigm shift. I think people are going to look at those things for the foreseeable future as germ buckets. I do. Don't you? Or not?
It's going to be a long time.
I don't know. It wouldn't stop me.
What about airlines, Tom? You think people are going to...
Oh, they'll come back.
See, I don't think they can fundamentally change that.
They
Although,
can't, right.
I think that I want to avoid flying.
Really?
We're silent. Is this me? Oh, I'm just silent here? You're right. I had it down. I'm sorry.
So after this is over, you think the airline's going to...
What's that?
I
think they have to come back. I don't think... I think if there was an alternative, like if we could be beamed somewhere, I think we would.
Know they're confident and ready.
It scares the shit out of me.
Lion?
Huh?
Lion?
No, the germ bucket, not the
facility and restrooms clean and
I know you cleaned your hands with the Clorox like 1,000
facilities
in the
and
last hour.
industry. When all those things work together, they're ready for business. All ready! Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Skechers presents
Oil now
football
with
legend
Saudi
Tony
Arabia.
Romo
Saudi
for
Arabia
Skechers
really
slip-ons.
freaking-
I'm a guy
Did
who
they
likes to
fuck
take
things?
That's
What
why
are they
I wear
doing now?
slip-ons from Skechers.
Well, just they're the ones that started this whole oil thing.
The oil war?
Yeah.
Just slip on and
I mean,
slip off.
it's
Easy.
But oil.
How is it?
Air-cooled memory foam for lasting all day.
Oh, it'll come back.
Slip-ons, large comfort.
I think they're
Not only will oil come back, but in uncertainty, oil always does well. Always does well. Eventually.
Hey, that's one you'd buy now, right?
You're perfect.
It's under 30.
I don't know. Well, no. That's a good one because I bought higher.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, where I just got my own mortgage.
It's funny how the Saudi-Russian thing has really gotten pushed out of the news totally.
I know.
No one's talking about that.
Forever home, perhaps.
If you look at gas prices, it's $1.89 for gas now.
$1.84 at
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
Not in California.
You'll get a custom loan that's designed
What's it in California?
You guys like
$3 something.
probably a buck
Which is
more.
still,
Huh?
yeah.
Almost a buck. Not because of the taxes, right?
So call one
No,
of their
because
mortgage
California has a
consultants
special
today. It only
mix.
takes 10
So if
minutes
you're a gas
to
company, you
start
have to
the
make a special
pre-qualification
mix for
process. They're email for
California.
nights and
So
weekends.
Everything.
It's still $3 a gallon?
695 7000.
That's
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's 30 something
Or
for sure.
learn more online, or
That's
even
amazing.
begin the mortgage
geez,
process
that's terrible.
itself at American Finance.
That's why it pays to have an electric car.
In California, yeah.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW.
Let's get
Then
free
you can
charging
hear
in
Libertarian
California. You guys
at his
charge your
best.
electric
Ross
cars for
Kaminsky,
free.
tomorrow morning at 6.
Getting
You guys charge your
630
electric
KHOW
cars
from
for free in
iHeartRadio.
California.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over
I'm
2,000
not going to
devices.
you guys on, you know what I mean?
But it's
So I want to talk to Pat again and an investment counselor just on what. And he brought up a good point. When the stock market has a sale, seldom do people buy, yet we look for sales. And if you knew you were going to need something over the long run and it was going to be valuable, you would buy it. If Walmart or Kmart or Target, I don't even know if Kmart's around, but Target would start selling cheap, you would buy. So what are some of the buys? Not that you're recommending people go out and buy it, but what kind of deals do you look for? Oh, Mike again. I'm sorry. There you go. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. You look at valuations, I think, Dom, and certainly with
if the fundamentals haven't changed,
the fundamentals are
still
excellent,
solid, right?
and everything's gone on sale. Everything has gone on sale. So, you think about the household stocks, the household companies that you know and buy
Walmart,
and use and those kinds of things, they would
Amazon.
all be good buys right now because of the broad market sell-off that we've seen. And again, this is a panic run, not only as it relates to.
Why do people sell in panic though? But they're not all unsophisticated buyers. Why are they selling? I mean, really, if they know Walmart's not going away, Amazon's not going away, Apple's not going away, Google's not going away, or a mattress company's not going away, or these car companies are not going away. Why do they sell?
The same reason they're going out and hoarding up on toilet paper.
There's no reason.
Right. No.
Gosh.
No, it's not logical to think through it. If you think through that, why would you do that? Certainly, it's not an environment in which we want to sell to lock in the losses.
Are they people saying sell, or are they investment counselors selling? Who does all of this?
Well, you have a number of factors at work in the market, and certainly a big part of that is program trading. And so, when you have trailing stops and different types of electronic, keys that are going to get you out of the market at times when it drops to a certain level and that kind of thing, that's going to affect the broad market, which is then just going to feed it in a frenzy at that point. And then with all of the media, all due respect, that we have gotten onto this, you look back at when the swine flu was out and so forth, but you didn't have near the panic that I recall, and I think it was because the way media approached the subject. And it was much more positive in how the administration was dealing with it at the time, and you just don't see that right now. It's a mass panic.
60.8 million people got that. We didn't act like this at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
15,000 people died.
Yeah.
Now, Linda, on that video, let me give you a quick answer. I got through to our defense attorney, Joe Lazzara.
Okay.
And he said if it was an arrest in connection to a case, they have to keep that video because it's in connection with his arrest until that arrest is completely adjudicated. But he says he, as a defendant, can write a letter requesting that they do not destroy it. And in light of that letter, if they did it after that, it would be terrible. So he said that, yes, you do have the power to say, I want the video of my arrest preserved. A simple letter could do that, or you could get an attorney to write a motion. What is your comment, quickly, Donald? What is your comment on the virus? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Tom, this is Donald. Thanks. Real quick, unlike California, New York, Washington, the COVID virus, it's only probing Colorado's defenses, so the attack doesn't seem significant here. But if these rates spike big time in California, New York, the medical services there will be overwhelmed.
That's right.
And since it's a new virus, we don't have the tools to fight it. So, we're on this.
We're out of time. I'm sorry.
Ideal Home Loans. For your next ideal home.
Don't know where you're going.